Preferably just I cook, I clean, I suck, I fuck, I shut the fuck up.
This guy is a 6'4" Chad. He's jacked and confident, but somehow he's struggling with online dating. He has terrible photos and is losing so many girls when he's texting. This is how we helped him get over 100 likes in under 24 hours on both Hinge and Tinder. This is just one of the 250 plus men that we've helped from over 50 plus countries to get a collective of over 10,000 plus matches and multiple dates per week. In this video, we're going to show you how we transformed the photos, the bios, the prompts, personalizing it to this guy and his personality. So let's find out what his dating life is currently like. How is your dating life right now? How would you describe it?
I would describe it as pretty non-existent. I mean, I mostly just focus on work, and then the actual free time that I've got, don't have like really girls to message, or the girls that I do, they're always busy, or it's just like girls I've already been with and I'm not interested in them anymore. So I think I just need like consistent flow of like maybe once a week just seeing like 1 or 2 girls.
Cause like, what have you been doing to like, you know, get this kind of consistent stream of girls? Doing like online dating, real life stuff?
I've done online dating and they went pretty like mid. I only got with 2 couple of girls, but I didn't really consistently try it. It was a bit on and off. I tried it and then I was like, fuck, I don't even want to do this. And then I deleted the account. Then I go back onto it and it's just like, you don't want to do it because you don't have a lot of matches. I feel like when you have a lot of matches and girls are interested, then you're like, shit, I love this, you know, I'm going to do it. But when you don't, when you just say, oh, it's stupid, it's not working, it's because you're not getting matches.
So you're getting frustrated just
exactly
because of that. You're like, oh, yeah. Was it that you weren't getting that many matches, or were you not matching with the type of girls you actually want to be with?
I'd say not a lot of matches.
Really?
Yeah, not a lot of matches. There were girls that I wanted to be with, but then again, my texting was rubbish.
But maybe if you had more matches, like...
Yeah, of course. Like, if you have more matches...
Your texting is improved.
Yeah. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's a numbers game.
What do you struggle with in terms of texting?
I think it's like my mind is like too sexualized. Like, when I'm texting like a girl, it's like, all right, how do I make her like get horny?
So do you send like a lot of just like risky texts?
I'd say so. Like, I just send a bunch of risky texts. So it's like, I don't like send boring texts. Like, what are you doing? Like, all this stuff. Because truthfully, I don't care what she's doing. Like, I just want to see her. I don't really care about...
How are they responding to your risky texts like that?
To my risky texts, I mean, like I'd say, like, quite a lot of them just like leave, they ghost you, whatever. But some will like get into it. They'll text you like back, they'll call you like names, like good cute names, whatever. They'll like flirt with you, they'll be more engaged than you in the conversation. High risk, low reward.
You're like polarizing a lot of girls really early, and then but then there are a few that bite.
Yeah, I'd say only a few bite.
So does that mean like you lose a lot of...
I would say 80%.
80%?
Yeah. So there's like some pretty girls that I'll message and then I'm like, shit, they're not replying, or they just fully like unmatched me. It's like my opener would literally be like, do we skip this bullshit dating part and just get straight into bad decisions? But like when you're the girl who bites on that, then it's like quite easy to go from there. But majority will just like not reply. But
it comes from more like you just really don't care. You can't be bothered.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's like I just don't care about... I know it sounds so bad, but like I don't care about her line.
So what's happening here is that he's coming off way too hot with his text messaging. He's escalating way too fast into logistics, into sexualization, when there hasn't been an established level of comfort yet. Because she swiped right on him, right? Okay, he finds him attractive, but she needs to feel comfortable before she can actually go out with you, right? So she gotta verify, like, is this guy gonna kidnap me? Is this guy gonna murder me? Even just as simple as, is this guy gonna be boring? She wants to know all of that, and you have to convey that over text. That's why you gotta build a little bit of rapport. Don't be like this guy and go straight to the point. I mean, you will get some girls that will be willing to go out with you. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. You text them and they're down to hook up with you just to fuck. But if you send every girl want a link, you're gonna lose out on so many girls that you could have actually gone out with if you just built a little bit of rapport, had a little bit of patience, didn't just skip straight to the logistics. So let's look at some of the photos that you had from before, right? So
Yeah.
we had like this one. So what was your first photo?
My first photo, I started using this picture. I wanted to say when a girl's swiping, I'll just grab attention straight away. And then that's a photo that I feel like it's kind of just like,
Okay.
come and fuck me.
That's like, you know, awesome physique, bro. Nice job, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, look at this. That's the thing is, I remember one time we were swiping on Tinder as a girl, and yeah, we saw like 4 or 5 different guys with the exact kind of photo.
Yeah, nah, I've done that as well. I was the girl, I was swiping, although the competition is not like, it is so bad.
It is really bad, yeah. It is.
So like guys that were shellless pictures weren't like, I didn't see anything good like that.
Ooh.
I was running that for like, you know, just to have a bit more of a, this guy's active, he does something.
All right.
There's a massive cliff down there. Photo just does not do it justice whatsoever.
For our standards, it's just not that usable because it's just really low quality. It's just way too much flexing, I think, and overall. Like this one is like the right amount of showing off your physique, right?
Yeah.
Like this one's really good. It's just your face is dark, and like you probably make it more colorful as well.
Yeah, touch it up a bit.
So overall, all these photos show off a very cool lifestyle. He's adventurous. He's going out to do these interesting things. He's jacked and attractive as well. But the main problem is that this profile leans way too alpha, way too male gaze as a big tough guy, right? So there's a lot of photos of him flexing, living this like really adventurous bad boy lifestyle. That can lean too much into the attraction side where he becomes almost intimidating, almost hard to relate to for a girl, right? You need both attraction and comfort in the profile. It's way too male gaze to try and look cool for guys. A massive glaring issue with this profile is that you can't actually see his face in any of the photos. There's no clear front shot of what he actually looks like. He has the phone covering his face, he has the helmet, he's really far away where the girl has to zoom in. And that's a bit of an issue because she needs to verify that you actually look good. So you need to have a clear view of your face. If it's a lot of effort to like zoom in and actually analyze, like she's going to be swiping left, right? She's not going to be bothered to do that. The way to stick out is to have a clearly visible face, not trying to hide yourself, because for a lot of girls, facial attractiveness is even more important than actual body attractiveness as well. He actually smiles.
Yeah.
Like no way, right? Like I wouldn't know that if I just saw this.
Yeah, he's got like, he doesn't smile in photos. Like, I mean, I smile, but I don't smile in photos. I've got braces now. How can you implement that into you don't. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you're dealing with a woman. It's like, she's not going to be like, fuck, but in this photo you have braces and in this photo you don't have braces, you know? It's like, I don't think they think like that. If she's having a good time on a date, she's not going to care if like the photo's AI generated or not.
Like girls aren't like petty, right? You're 6'3" instead of 6'5".
Yeah, it's like,
What the fuck?
They don't care.
So what does your like dream girl look like? You can describe her.
Oh, I'm just going to be very like honest. Dream girl, so fat, big ass, big tits, but it can't be fat. With really nice face, long hair, toned, you know, good personality, mother, loving, caring, you know, loving wife. Preferably just I cook, I clean, I suck, I fuck, I shut the fuck up. You said dream girl. That's the dream girl.
Do you have any like cool hobbies that you do? Like,
I'd say like my biggest hobby is riding my motorbike.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah, bad fun, flying down the streets, doing the limit, of course.
You know, you have like these hobbies, you've got these interests. What kind of things would you share with your dream girl?
I mean, I don't know, because I'm not looking for a relationship. Oh, stuff that I do that she'd like.
Yeah.
I reckon like girls like motorbikes. Girls like motorbikes. When people say, you know, girls don't like motorbikes, you'll only get attention from guys. Those are the guys that like, you know, they don't know what they're doing. Same thing at the gym. It's like you'll only get attention from guys. You'll get attention from guys, but girls will be looking at you as well.
Yeah.
And they'll be like touching you, biting you after sex. I mean, I like doing like crazy stuff. Like bit of an adrenaline junkie, but like, you know, like jumping, cliff jumping.
Oh shit.
Like, I like swimming, I like going to the beach. I enjoy games, like competitive games, like one-on-one. Like sort of games where it involves physical touch. So kind of like, it breaks the barrier, you guys are just like touching
Twister.
Yes, Twister. I like to play Twister with Angelina White. Yeah.
Think about it. So like we could use that kind of idea. So what places have you been to, like you traveled to that might be appealing?
I've traveled to a lot of places. I think all the places would be appealing. Like Hawaii was nice.
Yeah.
You know, New York, Europe, Dubai.
Like any places in Europe, like
I'd say the nicest place in Europe I was Vienna was very nice. Same with Budapest. But I like my home country because it's just like adventures. You're like climbing hills. You know, like I went on that trek. You've got like cliffs on either side, and you're like one slip and you're dead.
So now we have more information about hobbies, about places he's been to. So you can see he's quite an interesting guy, right? Next, we look through our library of photos that have been proven to work, and we select some of them, especially ones that reflect his lifestyle. So, you know, he's been to Europe, so we can include some photos of him in Europe and Eastern Europe. We can even include some photos of him skiing, of him cycling, include some motorcycles as well. Any of this kind of stuff before? Like to like a nice lake or anything? Because you went to Europe.
Yes. I've been to Europe. I think that could work. Maybe something like this. We need a Sherlock's picture. That's what we need.
Look at this, bro.
He's a bit more jacked than I am.
Okay.
So that'd have to be toned down a little bit.
But like we can get your actual body though.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sweet.
So,
yeah,
picture.
I feel like personally for what I'm going, I don't need too many like suit shots.
So we're aiming it towards like short term.
Short term, I would say probably more just casually hooking up with girls.
Short term fun.
Short term fun. Yeah.
Fun, yes. So we ended up choosing 6 photos that would be perfect for his Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble photos. So the first photo that we chose here was a nice shirtless photo. Now this is a shirtless photo that actually stands out. It's not like some cringe gym selfie, which feels incredibly try-hard, which feels like you're just there trying to flex. This is one where he's actually relaxed in an environment where it makes sense for him to be shirtless. So he's sitting on the boat, it's just summertime, he's chilling there. He has like an almost serious kind of like a fuck me kind of eyes as well. So he's showing off his physique in a very, very natural way. The photo looks candid as well. So it's a very attractive image, and also has a lot of lifestyle signals, right? So he's on a boat, right? So okay, is he rich? Like, does he own this boat, right? Or does he just get invited to these kind of parties? Or does he live this kind of cool lifestyle? It just shows a lot more than a simple gym mirror selfie where you're inside your bathroom. The second photo that we have here is a nice date POV shot that we recommend to a lot of our clients. And this is one where obviously, you know, he looks good, he's well groomed, he has a clearly visible face. He's in this nice environment where he's dressed up for a date night. When she sees this image, she can immediately imagine going on this date and immersing herself into this. And if she likes that idea, like, okay, she'll immediately swipe right. You know, there's a couple of things, like he's dressed up well, you know, he actually has clothes on, but he's also showing a little bit of cleavage, showing off a little bit of the physique as well. And he's got this nice, relaxed, candid pose. The next photo right here is a chest photo that shows a more different side to him. So this one where he's wearing a casual outfit, it looks like he was just caught randomly in the act of playing chess, and someone just happened to take a photo of him, so it feels very candid. Chess, you know, that could be a sign that you're more intellectual, you're smart, that you have interesting hobbies, right? That you're not just a guy who plays video games at home. He talked about liking like festivals and clubs and raves and stuff like that. You know, it shows that he can have fun. Overall, he doesn't really like to smile too much in his photos because he doesn't really like his braces. So we added more of like the more serious looks with some slight hints of smiles. For example, on this one, he has a nice smirk. He's dressed in like probably a little bit more casually as well, but this is more like an everyday kind of outfit. He's in this really interesting, quite unique environment. So he's in like a concert hall, right? Or opera house. Where we are, we're not in Europe, right? So it's kind of rare to have an opera house, so that really does stand out. Another photo that we have here, that's like a photo where we have like a kind of backwards cap. That's just shows a more casual, laid back style. So then, as you can see on this entire profile, he looks good in so many different angles. It seems like he has such an interesting life because he has photos in this environment, but most importantly, they all look good, right? So for example, he looks good, like almost looking like Justin Bieber in this one where he's at the beach, he's chilling, he has a nice flash photo taken him, but also he looks really good when he is playing chess. He looks really good when he is chilling on a boat. He looks really good when he is taking a girl out on a date. So imagine like your dream date, right? Like what do you think you'd do? Maybe what kind of intimate moments you'd do aside from just fucking? Like aside from that, right?
Sucking. Have a little walk somewhere, maybe sunset walk or something, you know, kind of get to know her or just talk about some rubbish. and then I don't know, maybe grab ice cream or some drink. I mean, going to a bar would be quite nice, you know, you can sit close and personal.
You hold her hand, give her a hug, you touch her thigh or whatever. You have to pick her up even.
Yeah, I can pick up girls, it's fun. That's what I've did with other chicks, is I just ask them, like, how heavy are you? And then I just pick them up. But it works, so I just pick them up and like throw them up, and they're like, stop, put me down. And it's like, you know, you've got the physical touch.
Yeah, I mean, we could do something. You could even talk about like eye contact and that kind of stuff. We could even
My eye contact is really good with girls. Is I can just hold an eye contact with a girl and I won't feel intimidated. Usually they're always the ones that look away first. This one girl told me, it's like, don't look at me like that. I'm like, what? She's like, those fuck me eyes. I don't know, because it's like when you're with a girl and it's nighttime and you guys are like walking at a beach or something.
Oh, beach or like.
No, you walk there, or even it would be nice just to like move there with a girl.
Yeah, along the ocean.
Then you can like, I don't know, you look up, you have a physical touch. You kind of just be like, I don't know. I'm never really serious with a girl. I'm kind of just like stupid with her. Like, just get a bit retarded. But like, don't be like where you lose the sexual energy.
Well, let's look at the bio that we wrote here. My ideal dates. We grab ice cream and walk along the beach as the sun starts to disappear. Sand under our feet, the air just cold enough that you end up a little closer than planned. At some point, I'll spin you toward me, pick you up like it was the most natural thing in the world, and just hold eye contact a second longer than necessary. So that was based off of some of the things that he likes to do. He wants to get ice cream with the girl along the beach. He likes doing that kind of stuff. Just reading that, even I'm a bit like intrigued. I'm a bit interested. I feel like I'm already visualizing it myself. Think about what a girl will see. How much this will stand out from the rest of the bios. When most guys, all they have for their bios is just simple facts about themselves, random stuff that's irrelevant. This kind of vivid prompt where she can immediately imagine what it's like dating you. She can immediately visualize a perfect date. Because of that, that's led to so many girls responding, talking about that kind of date idea. It leaves a lot of intrigue so that she is the one who wants to message first. Planting that idea of the date in the bio means that the messaging and that can go much smoother because she already has an idea of what dating you might be like. Also, look at how this kind of hints in some sensuality, right? So you end up closer than planned. At some point, I'll spin you towards me and pick you up. And the kind of idea of sexual tension, I'll just hold eye contact a second longer than necessary. That hints at that kind of intimacy. It makes her feel something. Even I read that and I feel something, right? That already plants the idea of you two being intimate, already suggests that. And if she's down for it, if she likes your profile, if she likes the way that you look, then obviously she'll swipe right on that.
Like how will girls respond to this if you kind of just want to hook up? I mean,
even if they're hooking up, they still want like a romantic hookup. They still want to be like,
yeah, they don't want to be treated like a cum slut.
So how would you want her to like treat you?
Oh, she's gonna be submissive. So I'll just lead the entire way through, and she's just gonna do whatever we do.
Follow my lead, okay.
Yeah. So it's like basically I treat dates as like it's just me. And I'm like, what do I want to do? Okay, I'll do this. And then, so it's like, I don't really ask her, oh, what are we gonna do? Like, what do you want to do?
He was like, oh yeah, I want to take the lead. I want a girl who's submissive. So we'll get along if you like dressing up seductively, stepping into the passenger seat and letting me plan the nights when you enjoy the ride, right? So that hints at the date idea, right? But also it's a bit qualifying as well. You mentioned that I want this to happen on the date, right? So we've gotten a few responses from this where girls tried to prove herself to him. So one girl was like, oh, so how seductively are we talking? And something like that to immediately start off the conversation with a bit of a bang. What's a specific thing that a girl has done in the past that has like really won you over, made you like her a lot more? Maybe she looked at you in a particular way. She treated you in a particular way.
I don't know, when a girl's like probably like smiling, laughing, and looking into your eyes. Play fighting. I love play fighting with girls.
So we created a prompt based off of that idea of play fighting. So this could be used in a more qualifying way where you talk about the kind of qualities you want from the girl that you're looking for. You know, you suggest that you want a girl who is a little bit freaky. You want a girl who's like a bit more career oriented. Maybe you want a girl who is a bit more yappy, right? So he's like, okay, the way to win me over is by starting a little play fight. You have no intention intention of winning, just an excuse to get closer. There's a little winky face as well, you know, a little bit of cheekiness in there, right? We're hinting at that idea of being a bit closer, being a little bit more intimate without explicitly saying anything, right? Oh, on our profile, we added a job description. It's like, oh, I fix people's pipes. That's extra info and stuff to play off, you know, instead of just saying I do, like, I'm a tradie, I do like plumbing. We've even gotten some good responses from that. She's like, oh, maybe I'll fix your pipes. Like, and so we set up this account, and within one day, within less than 24 hours, managed to get over 100 likes on both Tinder and Hinge combined. So this is an absolutely crazy result. We have even more to come. Right now, we're helping him setting up some dates for him for this weekend. Stay tuned to see his reactions and to see how he did on those dates. If you want a similar transformation, this was just a sneak peek into our one-on-one coaching that we do with our clients. So what we do is we work with you one-on-one to personalize everything: the photos, the prompts, the bios, everything, including the texting strategy and how to set up the dates as well. We'll help you get you towards your dream dating life, where you can at least have dates every single week. It's going to absolutely transform your dating life. So DM or book a call with us today.
From 0 matches to hundreds of matches. I don't even count anymore. Fast forward a week later, I already had 5 dates. What you see, you can't believe.
This guy is just one of the 300 plus clients from over 100 cities that we've helped get a collective over 10,000 plus matches and multiple dates per week. This attractive European guy was literally getting 0 likes before, but now he's getting hundreds of likes on Tinder without premium. He was skeptical at first. He didn't really like the photos that we made for him, but now he's getting multiple girls messaging him, can't even handle all of these matches. One thing that stood out was that not a single woman noticed that they were AI. He even noticed that the girls he was seeing, they were catfishing him instead of him catfishing her, because the photos actually look like it. Now he's getting high quality matches every single day from Tinder, and girls triple texting him. The main problem he's facing now is juggling all of these matches. So let's look at some of the photos that we made for him. Before, he had all the typical photos like bad mirror selfies, photos where you can't really see his face, group photos, and photos where he just looks stiff, posed, and not very attractive. With our photos, one of our main principles is to make sure we make candid looking photos. We make sure that each of these photos feel very natural. They don't feel incredibly posed, almost like a professional photo shoot. We make sure that these photos feel like the camera is almost not being acknowledged, like they are just happen to be caught in motion. So for the first photo, we decided to give him a classic date POV shot. So this is one which shows off him in like this nice cafe. So this one shows that he's very attractive. He has that nice smile, but also because he's smiling, he seems like he'd be comfortable to be around, right? So he wouldn't be like a psychopath, for example. He wouldn't be like a murderer, right? When you see a guy smiling in the photos, you know at least he's not a boring, sad guy. This kind of date POV shot is what appeals to women, as opposed to what photos most guys take. Photos where they try and make themselves look like a Chad, gym mirror selfies where they try and look alpha and unapproachable. Those kind of photos are the ones that appeal to men. There's other aspects as well. He's dressed cleanly in this nice kind of quarter zip, has a nice watch as well, but nothing too flashy. It's a nice clean outfit that's a bit of an upgrade compared to just a basic t-shirt. Because it's a date POV shot where it looks like he's in this nice cafe, she can immediately imagine what being with this guy would be like, what dating him could look like. If she likes that, she could immediately swipe right. The next photo that we got for him was a nice golf shot. So he mentioned that he likes to play golf. He likes to do some of these active sporting activities. And in this photo, you can see it looks like it was just taken as she was walking, right? It just looks like he's not even acknowledging the camera. It looks very, very candid. In these first 2 photos, his face is also clearly visible, also looking very good as well. But also with golf, there are also so many subtle positive implications. So for example, you can imagine if someone plays golf, they're probably on the richer side, they probably are doing well financially, but without screaming like it is flexing, without screaming like I'm chilling in my private jet on my Lamborghini, right? It's a subtle sign of wealth without seeming like anything too crazy. For the next shot, we have a nice photo of him in the mountains. So this one is just to show that he, travels a little bit. If I remember correctly, he is Italian, so this one might be based on something like of the Italian Alps and the mountains. So that could be a location that a girl might recognize very easily. But also this shows that he likes to travel. He likes to go to these cool places. He lives an interesting lifestyle that a girl might want to be part of, instead of just him being like a loser who only has photos of himself at home and only plays video games at home. Also, his outfit is very nice and clean in this shot, where he has a nice fitted t-shirt, which nicely wraps around his biceps. You know, it shows off a little bit of his arms. On top of that, he has some nice jewelry, so it's nice and tasteful as well. Nothing too like flexy, so he has like a nice watch, bracelet, as a nice chain, but nothing too crazy. The next photo that we got from him was a dog photo. So a dog photo has so many good implications, right? So he would be caring, he'd be nurturing, he'd be a more friendly person, right? So we've literally had girls say, if a dog likes a guy, he must be a good person. So almost like social proof in a way. This photo fulfills both the attraction and the comfort side, right? So this guy looks attractive in this photo, but he also seems like he'd be kind to be around because of the dog, he'd be the puppy. And so she would probably feel more comfortable going out with him because of the dog. The next photo is a hiking photo, right? So think about hiking. There's so many good complications, like he's adventurous, he's courageous, he does these cool, interesting activities. He's probably also likely to be quite fit, probably on the richer side to afford to go travel to these interesting locations. But the main thing that stands out with this hiking photo, especially compared to what most guys put in, is that he actually looks good in this photo. He doesn't look disheveled from days of hiking. He doesn't look like he's suffered and collapsing and sweaty and gross. He actually looks good in these photos. You could be in all these cool locations, have this insane lifestyle, but if you don't look good in your photos, then it's kind of pointless. In this photo, his hair looks decent. It looks like a very candid shot. And he also has a nice t-shirt that nicely wraps around his arm, shows off his shoulders, shows off his biceps and some veins as well. For the last photo, we wanted to show off his physique in a more attractive way. Now, look at this beach photo. Compare that to the typical gym mirror selfie that every single guy and their mom has. First off, it feels candid. It feels like someone just happened to take him as he was strutting and walking down the beach. And it also feels like a much more relaxed scene. He's actually smiling, he's chilling. And it makes sense in this kind of location for him to be shirtless, as opposed to a fucking random gym mirror. This kind of photo shows off his good physique in an almost more effortless way, right? Because think about this. This shows so many positive lifestyle factors compared to your typical gym mirror selfie inside of a bathroom. And it also feels relaxed and confident and not in a try-hard way. This one is in like a tropical looking beach. I think this is one of the Caribbean islands that he's been to. So with these kind of matches that we're getting him, he went from 0 likes and no dates through hundreds on Tinder and 6 dates in a couple months. Just changing these photos, we absolutely transformed his dating profile. But he was confident with this text game, so we didn't help him with that. But if you want similar results to this guy to absolutely transform your dating life, to get more likes, more matches, more dates, we offer a personalized one-on-one package where we help you through the entire process, where we help you through the photos, the bios, the prompts, everything. And when you start getting on matches, we help you with the texting. We teach you how to efficiently convert from match to dates. When you do start going on dates, we'll even teach you how to run the dates, how to escalate on the date, and how to build the connection that you're looking for. So DM or book a call with us today to absolutely transform your dating life.
Yo, to whoever is listening to this, I'm Italian, I'm working with Tail. For the day I sent him a text, started making the pictures and blah blah. Fast forward a week later, I already had 5 dates after setting up my profile on Tinder. And yes, from 0 matches to hundreds of matches. I don't even count anymore. If you're reading this and you're skeptical, you're not weird. It's normal. There's tons of weird shit going around. But this is crazy good. And it's literally what you see, you can't believe. Because you don't even know the amount of effort people are putting on their profiles, which is 0. People take mirror selfies, just like me and you probably. We've taken mirror selfies or pictures in the bathroom or pictures shot by our moms, whatever, just like shitty pictures that don't provide anything. They're not fun, they're not cool, they're not sexy. And this guy is gonna make pictures of you, of your face, put it in scenarios that are telling girls, okay, this guy is not a psychopath, or is not like, doesn't have an addiction to gym urinals and is taking all the pictures there. It's just this guy's going here, he's going here. He has a smile, it's fine, it's just nice, it looks clean. Whatever you are, if you're black pill, you're thinking Chad, whatever, everybody knows that by this point. That's all BS, because I can just tell you girls only want one thing, and it's going out with people that are not psychopaths. Have, 5 dates, high quality, from 0 matches to hundreds of matches. I don't even count anymore. I need to buy Tinder Gold just for this month because I had like 75 likes and it was like wasted, so I had to buy Tinder Gold. That's it.
The average guy on Hinge gets less than 1 match per day because they have no idea what we're doing. We've worked with over 200 clients from 50 plus countries to help them get a collective of over 10,000 plus matches, getting them on multiple dates per week. Today we're going to show you all their results, their matches, their likes, them actually going on dates. Our process using AI dating photos actually works, but just as a reminder, this is only a small sneak peek, because as you know, the nature of this work, it's pretty confidential. We'd love to show you more, but our clients want some privacy here. But let's look at this guy, for example. Let's call him John here. We got him an entirely new set of photos, which transformed him from looking like a simple 18-year-old boy to looking like a more mature, well-established, handsome man. He got over 100 likes in 2 days on Tinder without using any premium at all. He's so happy with it. He gave us an awesome review as well. Another crazy result from this client, he doesn't want to show his face. He got 3 dates in 2 days from Tinder, Hinge, Bumble. The thing about this guy is he got them directly off of these dating apps. And the funny thing about these is that he doesn't even use Instagram. His Instagram is absolutely terrible, right? There's like barely anything on there. So he goes straight for the dates, sets up all the dates through dating apps. Another client here, he's from Australia. He's showing me he was shocked by his Hinge results, right? Because he was absolutely shocked. He had never really seen like this many likes on Hinge before. Honestly, like on Hinge, he got his exact type of girls matching with him in Australia. And it just showed me like, oh, shit, this shit works all across the world and in every single country, in every city. It honestly, I was even shocked by how well he was doing as well. Another one here, this was actually my result here when I was testing out some of these profiles. When I was doing some market research, I was learning how to create and optimize for the perfect photos. And just look at that. 800 plus likes, 800 likes with Premium Plus. And that was just from leaving it sitting there and visiting various different countries, testing out what works well and optimizing my profile to get the most matches possible. That's just insane stuff, isn't it? Look at this result from our team member here. 1,250 likes, right? Wow. Well, this one was testing out on the Philippines, but that's just ridiculous, isn't it? 1,250 likes from one of our team members when he was trying to experiment, when he was testing out different kinds of photos, trying to dial in exactly what works for attracting women. Another example here from a different client. This was our Hispanic client who was in America. Obviously, he doesn't want to show his face, but let's look at the photos that he was running before. He didn't have any good photos of himself, despite the fact that he is pretty decent looking. Maybe he could probably improve his hair. I think he's been looks maxing, working hard. Look at his physique. He's absolutely jacked, but he was getting no results at all on these dating apps. But after our help, he was overwhelmed by the number of likes he was getting on Hinge, and he really thanked us for that. This is another client that we had right here. He got matches with all these hot Asian girls, all these hot white girls, despite not resetting his profile. That's what we recommend to a lot of guys. When you want to reset your profile, you want to delete it, restart it, so that resets your ELO score. And that means that you're not, at the bottom of the stack of all the guys, right? You're basically, Hinge, Tinder doesn't determine that you're unattractive and that they put you last. Another one that we have right here. This one was a client where we actually had to work quite a few times. We had to continuously iterate through a bunch of different photos for him. This was with old tech as well. Some of it was a bit unrealistic. But yeah, we were so happy to see the results right now. He has a good problem now. Imagine that. Your problem is that you see too many 10 out of 10. You get too many matches. You have too many girls messaging you. That's your problem. Imagine that. Another guy right here who we really helped, and he had actually already dabbled in this kind of AI dating photo space before, because he had used AI to create some headshots for LinkedIn, and he tried to use that for dating apps, but this was some of the old tech as well. So they ended up with a bunch of like glossy skin, which is just not appealing at all. It looks unrealistic and fake. But he even spent a bunch of money, a bunch of time hiring this professional photographer to take photos for him, for his dating profile. But that actually didn't really do anything. It didn't get him more likes, didn't get him more matches at all. That's because most photographers, while they're amazing at photography, they can get you some cinematic looking shots. They don't actually know what works well for dating apps, what appeals to the female gaze. He found that the photos that we made for him actually looked like, despite the fact that they looked amazing, that they put him in this amazing light, they still looked like him, not catfishing at all. He praised us in the photos that we made and also the ones that we chose specifically for him. On top of that, we have some messages that he sent to us that he showed us, reporting back some of his results. He mentioned to us that with the photos that we made, not a single woman noticed or even suspected that they were AI. Nobody was messaging him like, oh yeah, you look so fake, imagine using AI, because we choose and we create the most realistic photos, and we don't catfish. We don't make you look different to what you actually are. He mentioned that the ones that are his tennis photo, his Paris photo, his dog photos have been performing especially well. And those are the ones that actually reflect his lifestyle. We make sure to use Bumble Premium Plus to analyze each of these photos to see how well each of them are performing. And he found that the worst performing photo was the one that was his real life photo. He even got roses, the ones you have to pay for on Hinge, sent to him by, I quote, very hot girls. Also, this other guy, a crazy story about how he managed to book dates on his trip to New York. So this guy lives in Florida, right? This guy, he said that the single scene here isn't very good, that he doesn't really like it there. So he's booking flights. He's using travel mode and using his new and updated profile. He's getting matches and likes and setting up dates in New York while he's still in Florida and setting them up. Think about that kind of dating life, that potential that there is. Wherever you go, whenever there's a big city, you can basically set up a date just before you go. You can date girls from across the world. Another photo here, he's showing that Bumble matches are really popping off for him. I'm not sure if this was his first time doing Bumble or anything like that, but a lot of people say that, especially in America, Bumble is dying off, that it's not going to work. But, well, this photo definitely begs to differ. Now let's look at some of our feedback, some of our results that we got from this other client. Now this is our Italian client that we have here. And it's actually really funny. When we sent some of the photos in, he really did not like them. He thought that they were pretty shit, that he even called us a scammer, that he wanted his money back. But we just trusted, we just reassured him like, okay, hey, just try it. Try it, right? Just try doing it. A few days or maybe like a week later, he tells us that he's been on 4 dates in a week and he's got 2 more planned up and coming, right? He's been doing incredibly well. He told us like he's been getting 0 dates in forever. He's honestly hasn't been getting that many matches. And he mentioned that the photos actually looked like, he said that the girls that he was meeting were probably catfishing him even more. Because a lot of girls like to put on like face filters. They have makeup, of course, right? They can really change the way that they look. He went from 0 matches before to 50 matches in the first 48 hours. Girls are literally triple texting him, asking him where he lives, like crazy stuff like this. Now his problem is juggling all these girls to text. There's the rush, the addiction to get a bunch of new girls. He has too many girls to handle. Imagine that as your problem. We just have some other reviews here talking about how good our team is. We have great communication. We really take care of with our clients. We always make sure that we get them their dream result. We work as long as possible with them. Look at this, I quote, the greatest investment in my dating that I've ever made. And like a lot of guys, we just see that they get like such a big confidence booster. They say like that they feel more calm now that they don't have to worry so much about dating. You know, you have sex, you get that out of your system, and then you can focus more on other things. One of our British clients talking about how realistic they are, how it actually suited his personality. Another client saying the exact same thing as well. So for example, we have this client that we worked with. I think he's from Poland. I think I remember he's in Poland. Yeah, it's like, hey, I want to give you a quick update. I noticed a big difference right from the start compared to my previous attempts. In the first week alone, I got 20 or 30 likes on Bumbles, which was basically unachievable for me before. You can see like this guy basically, he went from 0 to actually finally getting a dating life. Just look at the insane matches our clients have gotten us. They sent up some screenshots. We have girls from across the world, white, Asian, Latina, all kinds of girls. These kind of photos, our advice has really changed our clients' lives, getting them more dates. But I haven't always been like this. I've used dating apps before with some of my real life photos, and I understand what it's like because I remember when I first set up my Tinder account when I was like a few years ago when I was pretty sad and horny. It was a pretty sad experience, honestly. After a couple months of using Tinder, I managed to get a total of 1 date. And I think I got about 10 likes overall. And I had a bunch of great lifestyle shots that showed off, okay, I traveled, I do something interesting, I had decent outfits, but like they just weren't cutting it. And it really just takes a toll on your own self-esteem. And it's just so disappointing. You just think like, okay, am I just like ugly? Right? Like, am I just like unattractive? The girls just not like me. These are some of the results that I managed to get after learning some of this stuff. So I was testing out this profile. I remember this time when I was using Hinge, and this was like the first time I ever got this kind of message, right? Too many people are waiting to reply for you on Hinge. Imagine that's your problem. You have too many girls to reply to. I was just shocked because this was the first time I managed to get this message on Hinge. You know, as I started to improve my photos, I really got way more results. I was matching with girls that were literally exactly my type, that they were even sending me roses as well. This was me experimenting in cities all across the world, in like New York and the UK. I don't live in those places, but man, sometimes when I see these matches, I really do wish I did. But this was me testing back in 2025. And actually, even then, it was much less realistic tech. This was with some of the old technology, which when you zoom in a little bit, it looks so glossy. You can kind of tell it's a bit off. But even then, we got crazy results. I got over 50 plus, like, as you can see here, 50 plus likes on Hinge. And think about it. If a girl is matching with you on Hinge, on Tinder, on Bumble, if they like you, they match with you. Well, obviously, they don't think your photo is fake. Do you think a girl would ever match with a fake looking profile with one that's really obviously AI? Probably not, would they? So obviously, none of these girls ever suspected a thing. Look at the responses with these dog photos, asking me about my dog, even though this photo looks fake as fuck. Like, genuinely, it really does not look good. But I guess nobody really noticed. Obviously, the kind of photos that we make are much, much more realistic. So now you might be thinking, you're getting dates, but like, okay, are you actually going and seeing these girls, right? That was one of the big things with our AI business, right? So we're thinking, some guys would think, okay, so you're catfishing girls. Are you actually seeing these girls in real life? The answer is, of course, yes, right? With our texting system, I've been managing to get more dates, book them in easily. We have some crazy text messages and bio stuff. A lot of guys, they really don't know what they're doing with their bios. And sometimes when they see some of our suggested bios, they think, okay, that's cool, right? But it's a bit corny, it's a bit cringe. Like, well, if you look at some of the evidence here, it works. We tested out profiles all across America, in like New York, LA, in Toronto. We've also tested out in the UK, in South America, Australia, Southeast Asia. We know that this kind of system works across the world. So let's look at some of the responses that we got from our profile while we're testing this out. So, you know, we got the first ones like, oh, why do you swipe right? It's because of your bio, of course. And you can see even these kind of girls that, okay, you look at this kind of girl. I remember she's like actually like 36, right? She looks like a boss. She looks like she's like, you know, really well established. Even she saw some of our team's bios and was intrigued by that. For this one, our bio was actually swipe right at your own risk, or because you know you don't know how to handle me, or something like that. It was something that with that idea, and that invited intrigue, and I got girls swiping right on us and messaging us first. Another one right here, it shows that when you have a good profile, they'll tell you you're cute. You know, you're showing off some of your skills. You're multilingual. You're into Korean dating shows. That's something that really, really resonated with some of our dream girls, especially when we tested this out in Asia. Oh shit, some of these are crazy texts. To be honest, I found you really cute. Thank you. And be honest, I wanted to rip your clothes up. Like, you can get away with some fucking crazy shit right here, right? Look at this shit. This is some crazy shit. Thanks for the honesty. You know, like, with a good profile where she's attracted, you can be pretty direct. And, you know, she's actually okay with it. She's chill. She's like, oh, it's better than beating around in the bush, right? Okay. Oh, another one right here where I talked about being into Korean dating shows. I'm actually not that into it anymore, but you know, Singles Infernos is pretty fun to watch. But you can see how it really resonates with the kind of girl that you want to be with. She's talking about, oh, I want to join you in roasting Koreans on dating shows. She put so much effort into this first message because she really resonated with this first bio prompt. Because my bio said something like, I'll either be the best thing or your wildest regret. Something like that, to make it a bit interesting and spicy, right? But you can see how girls really respond when you put in some interesting prompts. You're the kind of headache that I want to give. Obviously, with the kind of bold first line like that, like I could be the wildest regret or your biggest adventure. With the kind of prompts that we recommend, such as the prompt about describing your dream dating life, your dream date, we got some great responses from that as well. For example, she's curious because of my profile. I read your bio and you seem like a nice guy, honestly. And got some fun ones like here. She was like, interesting guy. What a narration on your profile, because it really does make you stand out from the rest of the crowd. For the other kind of advice that we talk about, we want to talk about qualifying the girl, right, with our prompts. We want to try to select for a girl that you want and select for some properties that you want and make her want to prove herself for you. That flips the dynamic. Same thing for this one. I have an innocent look, but I'm kind of freaky, and she herself is trying to prove and trying to rate herself. How freaky are you? That immediately sexualizes the tone. Instead of just starting off in some boring conversation like, oh, what do you work as? You immediately get the tone right into a more sexual tone. And this one was from me testing, and we managed to get a few responses from that, because why did you swipe right? Because I'll be giving you the most soothing massage after work. These kind of prompts help invite responses. They help her get the conversation rolling, also helps set the tone to a more sexual vibe. I've also had good responses along with my team as well with the descriptions as well, the job descriptions, where instead of just saying that you have some boring ass fucking sales job, you say actually instead, I get people to buy shit they don't need. That invites funny response, invites intrigue, invites a little bit of mystery as well. Instead of telling people, personally for me, instead of telling girls, instead of writing, oh yeah, I'm an internet coach, I'm a dating coach, right? I don't say that shit. I say, I make men look good. It's a funny conversation starter as well. She tries to unclaw it. She's like, okay, what does that actually mean? That's interesting. That makes you stand out from the rest of the crowd. Another guy that we had, instead of telling people that he's a teacher, that he teaches students how to debate, he says, I teach little kids how to argue with each other. And that's just more fun, more interesting, more funny way to do it. Now, okay, so you might think like, okay, so I've gotten a bunch of responses. You've gotten a bunch of crazy matches because your photos are really good. But like, okay, so do these messages actually lead to dates? Are you just catfishing these girls when you put these photos up? Well, no, of course not, right? But with our dating system, we easily set up a lot of dates. We have a system that helps you build that kind of rapport, builds that kind of confidence, builds that kind of comfort, so that she actually wants to see you quickly. For example, this one, from the first message, she's already interested. Ooh, anything is fun when I'm around. She's already hinting, suggesting, pretty flirty. She gave me a time when we could meet her, and it's like next Monday, and that's like the next week. That's diabolical. The world could end by then. And she's like, okay, yeah, sure. And she's like, yeah, that's right. And managed to reschedule it around to the next day. See how easy it is once you have an attractive profile. Once you know how to set up your logistics, you can get dates so quickly with 10 minutes of texting. Because I have this attractive profile, I have my texting system dialed in to get me dates. Then naturally, it's so easy for me to set up dates, to do well in dates. For example, we got a few ones right here. Yep, I've got my Wednesday scheduled up. What do you want to do? You can see when you have a good profile, when she's into you, even when she says she's really, really busy, she'll still magically find a way to see you. Yeah, you can see we're building rapport, right? And we talk about okay, instead of exchanging questions back and forth, how about we ask these questions in real life? And she's like, yeah, that makes sense, actually. You're right. You can hear me yap IRL, right? So and then we set up the date. Oh, I can do Sunday. Are you free sometime in the next few days? We talk about this in our dating system and our coaching, where we talk about how to set up the date properly, right? But, I'm like, okay. But here we're like, okay, I can do Sunday. I can do Saturday. I remember when we were testing out this profile was one where one of our prompts was something like, how about we skip the small talk and just ask each other out? Something like that, right? Obviously, she saw that And she was like, okay, I want to do that. I want to be direct. I don't want to fucking text for hours and hours. Like, I'm sure most of you guys don't want to do any of that kind of shit. We managed to get on the date immediately. You get these kind of messages from the girls that you're seeing. Let's just look at some of the crazy texts that we got in overall. Like, look at this. We never talked before, but I think I miss you, right? Oh, I remember this photo. I was asking girls like, okay, which of these photos are, which of my photos is the best? Which are the photos that I should get rid of? And she's like, I like them all. And oh my God, your eyes, I'm obsessed. Like, holy shit. What little things did you notice about me? Even when smile, you look like you're thinking of something deep. This one, you should come here, babe. I can make that happen. Just tell me what you want. I'll go there. Get some sleep. I think this is at like 3 a.m. Like, I don't remember, like something like that. You made me horny now. You want me to sleep. Other stuff like this girl's complimenting my profile, my bio. You look cute holding those flowers. Oh, you look like that one K-drama actor. Yeah. I love you. Interesting text that we got there. To be honest, I just found you really cute. I want to rip your clothes off. Based on your pics, you look like someone who looks like you smells good. Only way to tell is to find out whether that's true. I love how funny this is. What would we cook together? I think it was like a prompt about cooking. I don't remember something like that. I'm intrigued by drinking. You and I get some drinks sometimes. So like we bring some of the idea of getting some drinks. I was texting this girl. Perhaps we could have a little fun and get to know each other, right? You're very mature for your age. Ooh, it must be really exciting. You see, like, just from this, managing to set up like a date, like some getting freaky together. You're looking to get freaky maybe a Tuesday or Monday, right? Immediately setting up those kind of things. Oh, another one right here. Ooh. Damn, where are you from? It's so hot. This is one of my team members just testing out some profiles. And how hot is you? 1 to 10. 10, definitely smash. You can see some of the crazy responses that girls will give you when you have such an attractive profile. When you're already that type, you look, dress, act like their dream guy. You speak and give prompts, and your bio makes you sound like their dream guy. These AI photos have truly changed my life, my client's life, our team's life even. With some of our Instagram optimization that we did with our team, we even managed to get some crazy results, right? For example, this one, like, I remember posting this story of me and my bike. I actually don't even ride a bike, to be honest. Like, I just wanted to look a bit cool. And made an AI photo, put it on the story just to see like if anyone would actually notice anything. And nobody noticed. Like, this girl thought it was legit, and she was turned on, attracted to that. On your bike, you gotta earn it, right? She immediately set it up as a more flirty, more fun interaction. Just the kind of crazy shit that you can do when you have a good Instagram, you have good rapport, you can sexualize over text. Yeah, posting out this note on my Instagram, right? Living my dream life right now, but I know it could be even better. And she's trying to be smooth. It was pretty nice. It would be even better with me. Don't be shy. Don't just say, okay, this was one of our team members, right? He actually approached this one girl, like maybe like a month before this, and they kind of went silent. He probably just forgot about her, I think. Suddenly, she just comes to him and randomly texts her like, oh, do you do some interesting stuff, right? And he's like, don't be shy, just say it. She was like asking for a one-night stand, of course. We can meet, no expectations, don't have to do anything. I want to fuck on, but only if you're down. Because of that good Instagram showing off a good lifestyle, even like a girl that's a cold lead, she can be magically revived and asking for a one-night stand. Okay, so you might think, okay, you get them out on dates, right? Okay, like I'll show you some date footage. We've gotten guys out on dates from all across the world, or at least these are some of our clients. We don't have that many photos because guys obviously are pretty private with their dating life, of course, right? Understandable. But yeah, we have a bunch of photos from our dating lives. So you can show it up, editor, show that all that shit right there. But yeah. Okay, so you might think, okay, you meet these girls, but what do they think? Are you catfishing them? Do they even show up for the second dates? Well, no, of course not, right? While I was out on a night with the friends, I managed to meet this one girl. I thought she was pretty cute. And at the end, she asked for my Instagram just before I was about to leave. And later that day, I think, actually, I just texted her, hey, you free right now? Do you want to hang out? Come chill with me, bubble tea, all that kind of stuff. It was a very nice day. We're just walking around getting food. And I just asked her, hey, do you want to come chill at my place? And she's down for it, right? Honestly, I forgot to take some footage for this, so I guess you would just have to trust me for that one. Look at this. We have some after-date texts that we have here. Like, oh, next time I'll wear something sexy. We might not even need foreplay, right? Oh shit. Imagine you get these kind of messages from girls when you're dating life. That's crazy. I can't believe this is still real. Like, miss you. I miss you too. We'll have lots of fun. I'm excited. I can't wait to hug you too. I miss your touch. Like, all these have managed to delete the dates all across the world. I remember like when I was just cold approaching back then, honestly, cold approaching was pretty good, but sometimes you don't have time to go outside every single day. When it does go well, it's pretty good. Like, for example, like traveling with this girl, spontaneous adventures, right? For example, our client right here, literally, I remember he texted us this photo. It was just so fucking funny. Like, literally got 3 matches from my peeing break at work. All started convo, set up dates, moved to IG. I had to delete matches not to be overwhelmed, right? Because on Hinge, when you get more than 8 matches, it tells you like, okay, oh, you're texting too many girls. Like, imagine that's your problem. I had to delete matches not to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to hear it just from him. Let's hear it from the guy himself.
So the day I sent him a text, I started making the pictures and blah blah. Fast forward a week later, I already had 5 dates after setting up my profile, and yes, what I said before in the text is real. If you're skeptical, and if you're reading this and you're skeptical, you're not weird. It's normal. There's tons of weird shit going around, but this is crazy good, and it's literally what you see, you can't believe. Will really change their profile because you don't even know the amount of effort people are putting on their profiles. We just see our people take mirror selfies, just like me and you probably. We've taken mirror selfies or pictures in the bathroom or pictures shot by our moms, whatever, just like shitty pictures that don't provide anything. They're not fun, they're not cool, they're not sexy. And this guy is gonna make pictures of you, of your face, and put it in scenarios that are telling girls, okay, this guy is not a psychopath, or is not like he doesn't have an addiction to gym urinals and is taking all the pictures there. It's just this guy's going here, he's going here. He has a smile, it's fine, it's just nice, it looks clean. And whatever you are, if you're black pill, you're thinking Chad, whatever, everybody knows that by this point. That's all BS because I can just tell you girls only want one thing and it's going out with people that are not psychopaths. 5 dates, high quality, and from 0 matches, that's the most important part of this. I'll get hundreds of matches. I don't even count anymore. And I needed to buy Tinder Gold as far as marks because I had like 75 likes and I just like wasted so I had to buy Tinder Gold. That's it.
As you can hear there, girls will go out with them because you're not a psychopath. That was a big understanding. That was a big breakthrough for a lot of these guys, for a lot of these clients. What those guys were doing before, gym selfies, mirror selfies, were just shit. And now this guy has absolutely transformed his dating life because of our help. He went from 0 to over 70. Think about that difference. He actually has to delete matches. He's gone on 5 dates so far. I'm just so proud. I'm just so happy with all these kind of results. If you want similar results to this guy, we have a free course in the link in the description below that covers everything about online dating. It's a full mastery that we're working on right now. It should be done soon by the time you're finished. Top link in the description below. But make sure you see that because it covers not just texting. It's a free course that covers not just the photos, the texting, the dates, how to run a perfect first date, how to get her obsessed with you, the mindset that you should have when going on these dates, everything you need to get yourself more dates and get better at online dating. But we also offer one-on-one consultation where we help you with every step of the way. Not just the photos, but the bios, prompts, texting, how to set up these dates. We'll coach you to get you to your exact dream dating life. We'll tailor your dating profile exactly to you to show off your personality. So DM or book a call with us today to absolutely transform your dating life even more.
But Hinge has been really good. I think like 100 matches. I've been on dates. There's been a Finnish woman as well. Sunday, I might have a date with a German woman. Monday, I'll have a date with a woman from the Netherlands. There's another one on Saturday. But the woman I do match with, I actually wouldn't mind having something long-term with.
We helped this guy get over 100 matches on Hinge and seeing multiple girls per week. He's a busy entrepreneur that just got out of a long-term relationship. He does cold approach, but he doesn't want to rely on it. In short, he wants passive pussy. Here's how we created an attractive profile, the photos, the bios, the prompts, and also how we coached them to actually be able to convert these matches into actual dates, how to text efficiently, and how to actually escalate the date into what he wants, whether it be a second date or to escalate it to sex. He's just one of our 300 plus clients from over 100 cities that we help get a collective of over 10,000 plus matches and multiple dates per week. He's a young entrepreneur in Western Europe that's doing very well in life, but he just felt like his dating life was lacking. So we created an attractive profile for him using these 5 photos. The first photo that we made for him was this attractive suit photo that was getting so many girls liking him. For each of these, we wanted to try and show value in as many ways as possible. So for example, this one, it's a very candid, nice, clear shot with a nice smile. He looks nice and warm in this photo as well. But also, he's showing a desirable lifestyle. He's in this nice, fancy location, like this seaside resort, this seaside restaurant. It shows that he lives a nice lifestyle that a girl could also want to be part of. He's dressed fashionably in an attractive, sexy way, but in a way that also shows a bit of status because he's dressed well in this suit. He looks professional and handsome as well, but also there's a bit of casualness as well because he has a bit of unbuttoned shirts. He's showing a little bit off. He has nice, tasteful jewelry with a nice watch, the necklace. Having a little bit unbuttoned also shows a little bit of physique as well. And overall, he's groomed really well. He looks clean, looks handsome. This is just such a massive pattern interrupt compared to all the other photos that we see the other guys have, the ones where they're blurry photos, where you can't see their face properly, where they just look sad or depressed. The second photo that we put here was actually a date POV shot. Now this one shows him with like a nice kind looking smile, but it still looks very candid. It doesn't look posed or forced at all. From this photo, she can immediately imagine what it would be like actually being on a date with her. So if she likes that, she could immediately swipe right. This is still a dress shirt, so he's dressed up, but it's still very fashionable, very casual. He has a little bit unbuttoned as well. So from that, you can see a little bit of physique. You can see his nice big arms as well. He actually goes to the gym. He's doing really well in that, showing a little bit of cleavage there. This kind of photo is the right way to show your physique subtly. Just wearing like a more tighter shirt or just having it be implied that you're pretty jacked. The next photo that we got him was this nice, really nice, relaxed, candid photo of him in this like kind of Mediterranean scene. You can imagine that he probably travels a lot. He goes to, I don't know, Italy or Spain or whatever, and he's wearing these nice linen shirts. So it looks very fashionable, looks very handsome. And also he looks very rich as well. You see how these photos, they present him as looking rich without screaming like, oh yeah, I'm on private jets, or screaming, I have a bunch of chains and gold and jewelry. No, it's all very tasteful as well. And also he has a nice big smile, so that can make him seem less intimidating and more friendly and more like a person that seems approachable, that seems like they'll be fun to hang around. Another photo that we have here is a nice candid in motion shot. This one also shows him in like this desirable lifestyle where he's going to this more exotic place. So he's in Europe, but then this is a photo of him in like the Middle East or like Dubai or UAE for something like that. But this one also shows a different facial expressions. This one has a bit more of a serious face, a more bad boy look. He looks a little bit tougher in this one. He mentioned that he had traveled to this kind of place in the Middle East and that he traveled to the Mediterranean. So we implemented that in his profile. Here we have another candid photo of him just relaxing, chilling on his car. These photos have shown that he probably has money, but it doesn't seem like explicit flexing. It doesn't seem like he's incredibly posed. He just seems like he's quite relaxed. If you're gonna do a little bit of flexing, like, you know, maybe you in business class, maybe you in a private jet, you should really limit it to only one photo. This one also seems more relaxed because he's, you know, casually dressed. So you can see he's attractive in casual outfits, but also in more formal outfits as well. So overall, these photos show him in multiple different sides. He looks mature, he looks put together, but also attractive, candid, and cool. Especially in the first photo, he looks strong, attractive, and masculine. But also, he seems like he would be fun to be around. He also comes off as warm. He doesn't seem incredibly intimidating because of that nice smile, because it looks very genuine, because it looks incredibly candid. There's a lot of photos of him dressed up as well, so he just looks wealthier. He looks like he has money without needing to scream it. With these photos, we tested them out using Bumble Premium Plus like we do with all of our clients and found these results here. We can see overall a very good split between all of them, so all of them are performing very well. If you're doing this yourself and using Bumble Premium Plus to test it out, the photo which is getting the most attention should be the photo that you use as your first photo for other dating profiles, for example, on Hinge and Tinder. If you want even more help on how to create this kind of attractive profile that gets you so many likes and matches, have a look at the free course in the link in the description below. It's in the school community. There are 20 quick ways on how to get more matches that are almost instant. So photos do most of the heavy lifting, but prompts are the things that round it out. They turn a good profile into an amazing profile. So with this prompts, we tailored it to his personality. So one thing that we asked him was, okay, what kind of things do you do that would resonate well with your dream girl? So we mentioned that he was really good at cooking, and a lot of women really love that. So we made a prompt about that. Prompt 1 is, my humble brag is, if you teach me how to cook your signature dish, there's a decent chance I'll learn how to make it better than you. A bit of cheekiness is there. A lot of girls love a man that can cook, and this would appeal a lot to that type of girl. Then we asked him, what kind of girl are you looking for? Like, what kind of things, what kind of qualities do you like in your dream girl? And one thing that he mentioned was that he really liked girls that are not afraid to dress sexy. He loves it when girls are dressing well, they dress up for him. We made a prompt in a way where a girl can qualify herself with that. So for example, win me over by not being afraid to wear a dress that makes it impossible for me to look anywhere else. You can see how immediately this frames it as a man to woman way, where it's romantic, but also implies those two are already dating from the get-go. And from this, he can select for girls that are willing to dress up, that will want to dress pretty. On top of that, he mentioned that he also wanted a girl that does fitness as well. He really values the gym and staying healthy. That's a big part of his lifestyle. We added a qualifying prompt. I'm hoping you go to the gym because you genuinely care about your fitness, not just because you want to post something for IG. Teasing right there. It's more flirty, it's more banter, it's more stuff that can be useful conversation, and for more stuff for the girl to be able to qualify herself for. Having these kind of prompts where you qualify can lead to better quality matches that actually fit your standards, that actually fit what you want. For his job, we made it a little bit more interesting. Instead of saying that he sells like on the automotive parts, I just said, okay, I sell lasers. Something that's more understandable, something that she could actually get. So now that he got over 100 matches on Hinge and now he's actually texting, he's actually struggling with converting some of these matches into dates. Because, well, first off, he's quite young. He's handling a bit of an age objection. There are a lot of girls that are older, that are down, that are attracted, but they still say that he's a little bit too young for me. So he doesn't know how to handle that. And he's struggling with how to build the vibe, convert it into a date, and also how to physically escalate while on the date. Remember, these matches are the first step. They're amazing. But if you don't know how to convert them into actual dates, you're still going to struggle.
How have the dates been since we set up the profile?
But Hinge has been really good. I think like 100 matches.
100.
I've been on dates, so that's good as well. I think the main thing I could improve on now is the texting part, because sometimes I feel like women just lose interest because it takes too long, or I find it hard to like be interesting from the get-go. I think that is the main thing I can use help on, and then maybe escalation on the first date as well. I don't really get likes if I don't like him first. Like maybe I'd say in total maybe 15 or so, but if I swipe and like, then I get in a ton of matches.
So if you were to estimate from like all the likes that you send out, how many do you think match back with you? Like percentage?
It's hard to say. Maybe between 10 and 30%.
But do you feel like when you send out like a like or match, there's a good chance for a girl to like it back?
There's been so many coming in that I'm like, okay, this one is gonna match. Older women often match back. I don't know why.
How old are you, bro?
21.
You're 21 in your profile, right?
Yeah.
What's the age of the woman that match back with you?
I'd say the average is like 25, 26, and then some 29, 30, 33. I'm even 44, but I don't think I'm
44. Ooh, wow.
She's really hot though, but like,
Ooh, how does that feel to match with those kind of older girls?
I think long term it will do good things for my confidence, because many young people have this sort of mental belief that, okay, 23, 24 is like the max. If I'm 21, like I'm not going to flirt with other women, but it really doesn't matter. Like all women are just women. So
you've had that limiting belief before, right? That you can only be with or be attracted to similar age girls.
yeah, I mean, I know I could be attracted to older women, but I would never like actively approach them or flirt with them, because I think it would be weirder. Like they'd not be interested.
That was kind of like a limiting belief that you've shattered now.
I'd say the older women are like more interested than the rest.
Yeah, definitely. Older women are usually a little bit, a bit more experienced, so they're probably a bit better at sex. They seem more direct. They usually know what they want. And I feel like they usually have better personalities because they've had more time to actually build a personality. They're not just like a young 18-year-old who just fucking scrolls on their phone.
All those older women are entrepreneurs. That's so interesting. Like they have a beauty salon or they do real estate. So I think that is really nice to be on a date with because you can actually talk about things you're interested in instead of just like stuff that you need to talk about, you know?
Yeah, so how's it been on dates? Like, how have your experiences been?
Yeah. So I've been on a date with one older woman, 33. I'd say that date was the best so far.
33.
Yeah. She was very interesting. Like there was something there, you know? I actually enjoyed just talking instead of just wanting sex. I'm gonna probably see that one again soon. I sent her a date. It's been a Finnish woman as well. So I'm probably gonna let her come over on Monday. Sunday I might have a date with a German woman. Monday I'll have a date with a woman from the Netherlands. There's another one that might get scheduled on Saturday.
So, like, how many dates per week are you scheduling nowadays?
I'd say 2. So last week I had 2, but 1 I canceled on. But I'd say comfortably like 2, maybe 3 really pushing it. But the main constraint for me is time. Like my average distance from the matches tends to be really high. A 2-hour drive.
Ooh, 2 hours. Do you live in the middle of nowhere?
I live in a city or close to a city, but either there aren't many people on Hinge in my city or I tend to do well with like other countries.
If there were no constraints, how many dates do you think you'd be able to book across the week?
If I wanted to, probably day to day.
Ooh, wow. Day to day.
So if you want a similar transformation to absolutely change your dating life, not just through the photos, but the prompts, the bios, the texting, and also how to run these dates to build the kind of connection that you're looking for, DM or book a call with us today. Genuinely, like, this kind of stuff is absolutely transformational.
So one thing I noticed is that you're doing really well on Hinge, but you're not doing very well on Bumble and Tinder, right? Did you have an account on Tinder and Bumble before?
Yeah, so I installed those apps like once or twice, but I used another number and another email address.
But same phone?
Yeah.
So that would be the problem that we have, because have you followed the hard reset protocol?
I saw it, but I didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a sign, you're doing really well on Hinge, you're getting nothing on Tinder, Bumble. Just get like a cheap, shitty Android phone, just anything that like actually works. Just as long as you're able to swipe on it, and then try Tinder and Bumble on that just to see, because you're probably shadow banned on the other apps. Get the new phone, new SIM card, new email, all that kind of stuff. Completely start from fresh.
I'll have to use the dating apps on that phone, right?
Yeah, like if you can get 100 matches on the Hinge, like you would probably go crazy on Tinder and Bumble, right?
There's a ton of people on Tinder and Bumble.
Yeah.
That's going to be really good as well for like more casual stuff. Because I think the woman I've been able to match with on Hinge, I've obviously been selective because I can't go off with everyone I match with. But the woman I do match with, I actually like wouldn't mind having something long-term with. Not being restricted to one woman maybe, but who knows, right? I even with the expectation of having something more casual, but meeting some of the women from Hinge, actually I would maybe have a long-term relationship with them.
What makes you say that? What about these girls that makes you change your perspective?
Compared to the average woman I meet, they're like a lot more wise or interesting. Like in my previous relationship, for example, I was with a really beautiful woman, but if I would think about spending my whole life with her, I was like scared and I didn't want that really. But some of the women, if I like envision myself with them in years from now, that doesn't really seem too bad,
We've had a similar thing with other clients. Like, the guy from the video, he just went from, I just want to fuck, to actually, considering seeing this girl long term, even wanting a girlfriend.
If you don't have enough sex, then all you want is sex. And then if you have an abundance of sex, it starts to not really matter that much anymore.
So have you been having a lot of sex?
No, not really from the dates, because I haven't had sex with the 2 dates I've been on, but I have had sex with our women.
So not from the dating apps?
Yeah. I didn't come in with the intention of having sex on the first date. It would have been nice, but it also did escalate to sex. I had to travel a long way, so logistically it isn't perfect. 2 hours away from me, and the one which is 20 or 19, she's like an hour away from me.
But if they were closer to you, do you think you would have like a good game plan to maybe take her back to your place, or do you have the logistics set up for that?
No, not at all. Never had sex on the first date.
Oh, okay. A bit of a limiting belief.
I've never had the intention before to do it. Now I would, but I also feel like I find that hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much easier with dating apps, genuinely. Like compared to like cold approach, which you did before. Like sometimes they see you as a friend. It's hard to guess if they actually like you. Remember on dating apps, you're both attracted to each other. You both chose each other. So for example, what I had been doing, and even like a lot of our team members have been doing recently, we've just been inviting them back straight to our place from the dating app. And what we do there is we present two options. We present the place, right? We present going back to our place, having some wine together. The way that I picture it in this scenario is not by us saying, hey, do you want just come back to my place? I just picture it by saying, oh, I have a really nice city view. Oh, I have ice cream, I have desserts, I have wine. I make it like a win-win for both of her. So when you invite her to go back to your place, you want to give her a little bit of what we call plausible deniability. But you give an excuse for her to come back to your place so that she doesn't feel like the slut, so that she doesn't feel like you're just coming back to your place to have sex, right? So when you say directly like, oh yeah, hey, do you want to come back to my place? That kind of just implies having sex and being intimate. And a lot of girls are kind of uncomfortable with that because they feel a bit slutty. But, you know, you could give her another excuse. Hey, do you want to watch a movie? Do you want to have some wine? Do you want to check out this nice balcony view that I have? I don't say, I'm here, let's have sex at my place. So I usually give them two options, like on my place or the bar, right? I try to make the bar sound like a bad option, like it's going to close soon. I haven't really been there. I don't know. It's okay. Or you can just come to my place. There's a nice view. There's balcony, desserts, wine.
You do say your place.
I try to avoid saying like my place. You say like, oh, I know a place with a nice view. I mean, if they ask me directly, yeah, sure. I'll say yes. You'd be surprised how many girls are actually down to come see you at the first date. They just don't want to feel like they're slutty about it. They don't want to feel like that they're just coming over just for sex. They want to have like another excuse and they want to see you, but they want it to kind of naturally lead into sex. Almost like it accidentally happens. Like this will save you so much time, so much money, like going to these bars.
Yeah, bro. Holy shit.
So if like the date spot isn't your place, you should just make sure that it's as close as your place as possible. Like maybe it's a walking distance, like a bar that's just down the road. Like some girls, let's be real, they're not going to be comfortable with seeing you at your place at the first date. Do you know how to invite a girl back from a date?
And probably like, let's say like I'd plant an idea of watching a movie together or doing something together at my place. Go back and watch a movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like throughout the day, you just kind of want to plant the idea of, oh yeah, I have this really nice view. Like I have this nice balcony. I have some wine in the fridge. Just like ideas of you two coming back to your place without any expectation. Just bring it up. And you just kind of warm her up to that idea. And also you want to like frame it in a way where she wins, right, as well. So it's a win-win for her. She could have some wine. She could spend more time with you. She can watch a movie with you. Like literally last night, I just invited a girl straight back to my place because it was already 10 p.m. It was back to my place. And the way I prefaced it was basically just like, hey, do you want to grab some ice cream? Do you want to have a look at my nice view? And she was just down following that. Just have like multiple different excuses because like a lot of things that she might not want, like she might not want to actually want to watch a movie, like, oh, I don't drink. So if she doesn't drink, you could suggest desserts, for example. But also she might be a little bit hesitant. She might have the objection. She's like, oh, actually, we're not having sex, are we? Like she might think that, she might feel a bit slutty, but if you just assure her, you're like, hey, we don't have to do anything. Like, oh, you can just come out for 5 minutes. I can kick you out immediately. Just be reassuring that, you know, she's not just going to be used. You know, you're not going to pounce on her immediately when you get up there. You could even frame taking the girl back to your place as almost like a prize, almost like a reward. Like, you know, I don't usually take girls back to my place. Maybe we'll see. I could, eh? And like, you know, these girls are kind of far away, but if they're like reasonable distance, like don't be afraid of just like inviting her back to your place. Because if you watch the 6 dates and 7 days video, the first date that he got, this girl drove like 45 minutes just to see him for the first date. She drove 45 minutes just to come and drink wine with her. Yeah, he doesn't even have a car, bro. He literally gets girls to fucking drive over. Yeah, if they like you, they're attracted, like, they're down, bro. Okay, let's look at one.
She's probably closing her bar.
Ooh, you're getting like a lot of fuck girls. Ooh.
For all of these chats, I didn't really escalate anything sexually because I just didn't know how to do it.
Just to be careful with like sexualization, like with sex, you want to be wary of going a bit too sexual. You don't want to go full into describing like shit you're gonna do, like fantasies and positions. Like you want to keep it more in the innuendo, more in the suggestive. Like she doesn't want to just feel like she's coming over just for sex, right?
So this is the one that is 3-3. So this was, I felt like more easy because I responded to a prompt. Most of the women which are older text me first and say, "Oh, you're too young," and then I just say it's fine because you look younger. So
Perfect. Age is just a number. Well, you just fucking deflected that shit. You answer that and then you just like pivot to something else. So that kind of age thing is actually a shit test. Do you know what that means?
yes, but I'm not sure how to qualify shit test. Like, I'm not sure how to recognize one.
So shit test is basically just like an objection. Oh, you're a bit too young for me. That's a bit of hesitation. It's a bit of a shit test, really. Ooh, nice. Inciting curiosity. You want to update with that?
Yeah, that's the one from 33. I went on a date with, so that went well.
So just the thing with like the age objection, because you're 21, you're gonna get a lot of those. Let's be real. Have you dated like older girls before? Actually,
There was another woman from like, I think she was 28 or 29, which I was going to go on a date with. It went almost as smooth as this one, but then she asked for my Instagram, and I said I didn't have it. Like, I have an account, but like I'm never on there. I haven't been on there for years.
Yeah.
And then she didn't believe me, and she unmatched me.
Oh, well, so the next step for you would be like a good Instagram, have an optimized Instagram. It's really important. It's kind of like your CV. Like girls will really check it. They'll stalk on it.
So such a fucking boomer on social media.
That's a good thing. But there's really two reasons why they want to check your Instagram. So first up, there's attraction and there's also comfort. So they're attracted to you, but they want to feel more comfortable around you. They want to see that you're like a normal person. Comfort means a lot of things for her. Like, are you going to be a safe person to be around? Are you a kidnapper? Are you like a normal person to be around? Because, you're a random guy, you're a stranger. Everybody kind of assumes you have Instagram and social media. Instagram is kind of like a show of like who you really are. It's kind of like your landing page, right? Like your website. Imagine it's like a website of you where the product is you, right? Yeah, she's interested in your ad, your dating profile, but she wants to see the landing page, the website, the product.
I'm confused because what comfort does she get out of viewing your Instagram? Because it could also be fake.
I mean, yeah, sure, but it's harder to fake on Instagram. They kind of see more about who you are, right? They see your lifestyle. I used to think that Instagram didn't really matter until I met one of our team members and he optimized his Instagram. And, he told me this story about how he used to cold approach a lot. He would have really mid interactions with girls, talk to them on the train for like 5 minutes, add them on Instagram. And then he'd just post and, consistently post, add stories, even posted a bunch of AI photos about lifestyle. And then from that, he got dates like a few months later because he kept up that Instagram, because he had a good profile that she stalked to verify that, okay, this guy seems like pretty interesting. This guy seemed pretty cool. But she first off remembered who this guy was, but also she found him even more attractive and was nurtured because of that Instagram. Like, Instagram is incredibly powerful nowadays. It's like, honestly, it might be an even better dating app.
Yeah, the reason I don't have it is because of distraction. Like, it doesn't add value to my life.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Like, I don't really like to use Instagram. I don't want to use it. Think of it like a website and you just post shit on there. You have a couple of post highlights and that's kind of your evergreen asset that you can keep using for the rest of your life. But so you add them on Instagram, but then you also add them on WhatsApp or the number even. So you're not going on social media. So it's not as distracting for you. Yeah, just for the age objection with this, what you're kind of doing is, you're also just deflecting. You're just changed the topic, really. No, but the first thing that you would do is, you just make it so that it's not that big of a deal. You're like, I mean, hey, I've dated girls your age before. It's not a big deal for me. Like, you're not faced by the age gap. You don't mind it. You don't care about it, which is true for you, right? You can just be like, it's fine. I've dated girls way older than you. Oh, you're just like a baby even. Just like tease it, flip the dynamic, kind of make fun of her. You're way younger than the girls that I usually date. I prefer older girls because they can keep up with me intellectually. They're more mature because that's the main thing they're scared about. They're scared about you being immature. With this, you basically imply that you're mature. You have shit going on. You're not just some like college student, for example. That shit test is going to keep coming because you're 21 until she likes your answer, basically. Then you move on to the next topic. It worked for that one where you just purely deflected. But if you don't properly answer it in the future, she might actually bring it up again. She'll be like, oh, actually, you're too young. So deal with the shit test first. Answer it, hey, I've dated girls way older than you, and then move on to a different topic.
Actually, I think I used a similar of them. Said I've dated women aged 23 before too.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
And then she was like, hey, I see. And then
Okay, yeah.
I don't really read this whole, like, She responded, not really interested.
Want to go? Oh, that's a bit direct. And want to go could be like, oh, us two going, which is a bit much for a first date, right? She's kind of a random stranger. You are too young.
Did that again. Was like changing topic.
I was just trying to.
Is it not otherwise?
Are you happy in life?
And I kind of fucked this up as well, but I saved it after it.
The vibe you're giving off is a bit insecure here. You're a bit assumptive, and then she ended up blowing up on you because of that. You sound a bit salty. Like, oh, I bet you'd prefer to date rich guys instead of me, basically.
I wasn't going on a date with her anyway, so like, yeah.
Why? Why do you think that?
Because like I thought it was already lost.
No. She's replying to you, though. Remember this principle of texting? Like, these girls match with you. They swiped right on you. They want to date you, right? They do like you. They saw your age and still swiped on you. Like, if a guy knew that she liked him, how would he behave, right? Remember that. Act like that kind of guy. Would he be like all salty, trying to fight her? No. He would just be chill and secure, right? Just dated or kind of had a relationship with 33. You could have elaborated to clarify that this relationship could work well with her, right? So you dated this 33-year-old and you're like, oh, I felt like we got along well because of X. We got along well because we were both really mature. We got along well because I found it quite interesting intellectually. Like implying like, you two on the same kind of level. Yeah, you just like fucking changed the topic to the coffee. What's this girl? You haven't confirmed it. And then she brought it up afterwards as well. Did you actually like meet up with this girl?
No, so this has been from today. And I still have to text her.
Okay. I mean, like, you said like, oh, it fucked up. You thought you lost her. Why do you think you lost her?
I don't know. Like the conversations that don't go like easy or flow naturally, I just wait. And like whatever, there's like more fish in the sea. Let me just get back to the other girls.
But the highest quality girls. Remember, she's like really hot. They could be a little bit entitled, a little bit combative. They could give you a little bit of shit. That's why they do shit tests, remember? Because they want to filter out like the more insecure, weak guys. If you don't pass her, then basically you're not on her level at that point. She's still down. Like, look at this, right? But at the end of the day, it's not about how many mistakes you make. It's like how many things you get right. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll show you this one. This one is a very hot one as well.
Ooh, that's good.
So I thought she was really interested in the beginning, but then I also got the vibe at the end that she was not. I'm still gonna try to save it, but
ooh, that's good. And why I like it so much.
It's a bit like qualifying.
Sort of. Yeah, yes, that's part of it. Yes. But also, you're already suggesting the idea of you two hanging out, right? You're already suggesting you two being on a first date. You're implying that you're gonna see each other. You're gonna hang out with her, but also it's gonna be in a man to woman situation. Let's move to text. What's your number? Oh yeah. You moved to text. Yeah. What we prefer to do that's different compared to a lot of other dating coaches is that we set up the date on the app, and then once you agree to the date, then we add her number. So you can go call her. Then you add her Instagram as well. And also, when I ask for the number, I usually like to give out my number first. I usually just say like, hey, what's your number? My number is this, right? You give out your number there, so she's more likely to give her number back. Also, when you say like, oh, just in case I need to call you, and that gives a reason for her to give a number. Like, imagine if you just go straight from the number, it's like, why? We're texting fine here. Why do we need to move to the number? But a lot of girls are actually like quite skeptical about giving out their numbers. I know it's a bit weird if you think about it, because like Instagram, I feel like it's a bit more private. But yeah, this is Instagram objection basically. Do you see why we gotta create a good Instagram for you?
What did you do now though for this one?
For in this case, I'll just like follow up and give her a reason like why you don't have social media. Like, oh, I just find it so toxic. It's distracting. I really don't like it. But I still want to get to know you. You could offer like, oh, maybe you could go for a call, FaceTime, all that kind of stuff, video call. Just so you know, like if a girl hasn't replied to you, then like it's not the end of the world, remember, right? Maybe you just sent something that she doesn't really like, it doesn't like to respond to. What if she didn't reply because she didn't see your message, or she's just like super busy and she's got shit to do? She hasn't met you, she doesn't have any obligation to actually text you. She's still a stranger at the end of the day. In this case, it's fine to like double, triple text and her, especially with these hotter girls. You can be a little bit entitled. You could double, triple text them. You can follow up until she blocks you, really. But honestly, this scenario is actually completely fine. Like, it's still completely winnable. Like, it's not like she's blocked you. She hasn't unmatched from you or anything. Just with your texting, what this one, I mean, what you're doing right here is you're focusing really well on logistics, right? You're like trying to get her out on the date, right? But what we actually like to do more nowadays is also vibe with her as well. I don't see like too much vibe in the text that you have so far. It's like all quite played in logical. If you have really good vibe and rapport, like the date kind of just naturally happens. Even she tries to ask you out at that point.
From all the chats I've had, I don't think I've ever done that.
You've never like built rapport.
Not rapport in the sense of like just texting for the sake of getting to know each other.
It's not about getting to know each other. Not like asking about every little detail. It's about building like a flirtatious vibe, making like fun, flirty banter, that kind of thing. Another reason why she's adding your Instagram is because, you know, it's been dry logical right now. And also she doesn't know anything about you. You haven't built that flirtatious vibe. Like a lot of girls need to verify you. They want to know more about you. The way you build the vibe, you just be like a little bit curious about them, right? Just talk about whatever's on her profile, whatever you notice about her. You could even just tease her a little bit, like that you did well with the smiling. Tease her about the resting bitch face. Like, just be about curious. In the opportunity, add a little bit of banter, add a bit of flirtatiousness. When I talk about attraction and comfort, one of the things about comfort as well is like she's scared that you're going to just be a really boring person. So if you're boring in sex, she'll probably assume that you'll be boring in person. So flirting doesn't necessarily have to be sexually. It could just be romantic as well. It could have a little bit of innuendo as well, but just not explicitly sexual. If you make it romantic, you imply you two doing something together, right? Yeah, you could just have a little bit of innuendo in that scenario week. Like, for example, I had this girl texting me at 3 a.m. So I just asked her, like, okay, what's the freakiest thing that you've done? I tried to move it more into like the innuendo, more of the flirtatious sexual. That could be about sex or it could be about something else, right? But what we mean by don't like sex the girl is like, don't describe like what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to put it in this position, this angle. I'm going to kiss you here, for example, or you talk about your fucking fantasies. When you do that, you basically imply that this relationship is just going to be purely about sex. And then it does seem good in the moment, but then it can lead to girls being kind of uncomfortable actually seeing you. And then the next day she wakes up, she's like not in that super horny state. She's like, oh shit, okay, I don't want to do that now. Like, you know, she's not comfortable with that.
So for the days from Hinge that are scheduled, which are a bit far, what tips would you give for logistics or like for escalation to have the best chance of that?
Like escalation, how do you escalate that into sex? Is that what you're asking?
Well, maybe not to sex, but at least making up. Because it's a different city. It's not close to your home. You can't really like hash them out to your own place. So like, know what I mean?
You could. That is a limiting belief though, isn't it? But before you invite them back to your place, obviously you have to build up that kind of flirtatious, almost sexual vibe on the date in person. But if you're trying to get to her place, well, you got to suss out like, okay, can it actually work out? Can you go to her place? Does she live alone? Is she cool with bringing someone back to her place? So you just ask her like, are you alone? Do you have roommates? Do you often bring your friends over to your place? You're just qualifying to see if it's actually possible for you to go back to her place and planting the ideal of going back to her place. What escalated on the dates, like, sure, it's nice to talk about like, yeah, you know, work, entrepreneurship, all that kind of stuff to actually connect, but you still got to create that kind of man to woman vibe. You know what I'm talking about with that?
Really?
There's a way that you talk with your friends, you're casually talking, but think about the kind of things that you would not do with your friends that you would do to a woman, right? That a man and a woman would do when they're attracted, they're into each other. How would they act, and how they'll act differently compared to just being friends. You probably wouldn't flirt too hard with your friends. You probably wouldn't touch them in a particular way. You probably wouldn't hold their hands. You wouldn't do certain things like that. So you flirt with her, you tease her, but then you also add in like genuine compliments, genuine things about what you think. It could even be something about her looks. When you smile like that, I just can't help but blush. Or I really love how your smile shines. It makes me, it just seems so cute. It's something genuine, like whatever you notice about her, whatever you see, you give that kind of compliment. You almost slow down, look at her eyes in a more seductive way. You slow down your speaking, and you create the vibe where you change it from friendly to more flirtatious.
Ideally, with the sexualization, you could also frame it in a way where she's kind of like the one who's trying to chase you. She's the one who's trying to ask you out, right? The frame is that she likes you and she's doing things for you to like her more. For example, you mentioned like, oh, I really like those tights you're wearing. You dressed up just for me. I'm so flattered. For example, she starts taking off her jacket and it's like hot already. And you're like, oh, taking it off. Oh, we're starting that already. Just misinterpret those little things that she said that she does. A lot of this just comes from the frame of you going into the date thinking that she likes you, because also you got to remember, yeah, she does, right? She met you on a dating app. She's attracted to you. She wants to get to know you. She wants to get closer to you. And don't forget that. Also with sexualization, another way to do it is to talk about topics that are adjacent to sex, right? So for example, talking about crazy things that you two have done, alcohol, parties, what are naughty things that you've done before. And when you ask about these kind of things, you want to make sure to actually come off as quite non-judgmental. You don't want to shame her for, showing that she has sexual thoughts, that she has sexual feelings. You don't want to make her seem like a slut. Even explicitly say like, I just want to find out about the things that most people don't really know about you. Even just explicitly saying like, I'm pretty open-minded. I want to hear about the things that most people never hear about. I want to see that other side of you. I was talking about a good past experience where a girl was pretty open to you, how you really liked that, and how you didn't like this experience of where a girl was a bit too prude with you. Like if I'm talking about, oh, what was the naughtiest thing you did at 3 a.m.? Don't tell me that the naughtiest thing you did was stay up past your bedtime or submitted your assignments too late. Don't give me the boring vanilla answer. Give me like the real one. There's also logistical escalation as well, which is one where you move closer and closer back to your place. So you start off in a more public, and then you take it to more private, to a bar, and then you take it back to your place. Obviously, the other thing is like physical escalation, slowly ramping it up, breaking the touch barrier, then maybe putting your arm around her, light touches on the waist and the thigh, that kind of stuff. Obviously, making sure she's comfortable, but like touching her, kissing her, just getting physically closer to her, and looking at her lips, that kind of stuff. The stuff you do before you can even tease her a little bit. You move in a little bit. You're like, In this way, it's just about being in close proximity. You wouldn't want to be like opposite ends to each other. It's harder to escalate in that situation. It would be better if you two, sitting next to each other, so it will be easy to initiate touch, or you two are walking side by side.
How do you prevent, like, I feel like the 2 days I've been on from Hinge, like an interview, but they were also not super flirtatious, somewhere in between. So how do you really prevent the interview from seeking in?
Yeah. That's a problem that a lot of guys have, yeah. There are times where you just talk about like normal shit, right? But you want to try to shift the conversation into more of the man to woman conversation topics, adding in some teasing, flirting, where it's about you and her, not just about like, I don't know, some random topic. Like, all that small talk and all that shit about, how many siblings do you have? That shit's all fucking boring, right? Whenever it starts to get boring like that, you sprinkle in little bits of flirting, into little bits of teasing. That's why it's a bit better if you shift the topics into, more fun topics, more topics that are adjacent to sex. So not talking about fucking family. You talk more about like partying, talk about crazy experiences, drugs, even like a little bit of past relationships as well. Like last night, I don't know, we're watching like a fucking Netflix show. It was actually quite interesting. It was talking about like sex rooms and that. And so it was a lot easier to escalate from that show than if I was watching like, I don't know, some regular movie. I mean, I actually still ended up escalating when we were watching like some cartoon. We were watching fucking Barnyard Animals, but I just got kind of bored and I just started like starting to kiss her. Sometimes you just get really stuck in the conversation. You enjoy the interaction, but then you gotta just remember, like, you're not just friends. Always pull it back into that man to woman dynamic, bit of teasing. But when she does something that you actually really like, I don't know, you find her really interesting in this way. Do you like the way that she does this? You could actually really compliment her on this. I actually thought that you would be X, but now you're actually this really good thing. I thought you'd be really boring, but like you're quite interesting. I didn't realize you do XXX, right? Basically, this whole mindset is just reminding yourself, like, yeah, when you're on a date, like, yeah, you're a guy who has a penis.
But also with a good date as well, you actually don't need to have sex on the first date. You don't need to take her to your place every single time. Just as long as you've established that you two like each other. So that could be like you two kiss, you two cuddling. But by the end of the day, she just needs to be sure that she likes you. And the way that she knows in her mind that she likes you is that you two did something that you two wouldn't do if you were just friends. If you were just friends, you probably wouldn't make out and kiss. If you two were just friends, you wouldn't cuddle. Like afterwards, she backwards rationalized why she kissed you. It's like, oh, actually, it's because I like this guy. But the main thing that you should remember before the dates is just to establish that kind of man to woman vibe. You don't have to master all the techniques yet. Just come into that dates with the frame of you being a guy with a penis, being able to sexualize, being able to talk about sexual topics. You can be pretty forward, come off almost like a sex addict as long as it's on the date. Yeah, as long as it's on the date. If you're struggling and you want that kind of help, we have a one-on-one coaching service which helps you through the entire process. Not just making the profile, making the prompts and bios, but also helping you text to set up that date to efficiently go from match to dates. On top of that, we'll teach you how to run dates to build the kind of connection that you're actually looking for. And we'll even help you optimize your Instagram so that girls are not turned off by it, so that girls are nurtured and they're even more attracted after they add you on Instagram. So DM or book a call with us today to absolutely transform your dating life. So here's the profile that got him over 150 likes in 1 week without using any sort of freemium. He's a successful engineer, he's attractive, he's muscular. You can tell he's an attractive guy, but you can see his photos are a bit lacking. He did do photo shoots before, but they weren't working for him. They were a little bit too forced, they were a little bit too try-hard. They tried to make him look cool, a little bit too male gaze. But after transforming his profile, here are the matches that he's getting right now. Over 150 likes in 1 week, 50 plus likes on Bumble, 90 on Tinder, 50 plus on Hinge. He's doing really well in Germany. This guy is just one of our 300 plus clients from over 100 cities that we help get a collective of over 10,000 plus matches for and multiple dates per week. So let's look at his profile and how we designed it and how we created it to be as attractive as possible. So the first thing that we need to think of is pattern interrupt, right? If you've seen how girls swipe, they swipe left, 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 left. They only really look at your profile for like a second. And in that time, they make a judgment. What we want to do is we want to interrupt the patterns to stop her from scrolling. Stop her from scrolling, and then so she can check out the rest of her profile so that she can find out, okay, this guy is actually a pretty attractive guy. How we pattern interrupt is we do things that other guys aren't doing. We have a clearly visible face, genuine smile, and also have a bad boy and a sex appeal side, but also try to display a lot of value in subtle ways. For example, for the problem that we see with a lot of guys' profiles is that their faces are not visible. They're either really fucking far away or they're deliberately trying to hide it to try and look cool, or they're trying to, look to the side and all that kind of stuff. So, but the photo that we made here, face is clearly visible. He has this nice, good smile that he's showing off. Another thing that's missing on a lot of guys' profile is smiles. So a lot of them, they have a lot of male gaze photos. They try and look as cool as possible. They try and look like a bad boy, no smiles, or trying to show off the gym physique. Having one of these photos as more of a bad boy photo is good. But remember, your dating profile is a dating profile. It's not a bro-file. Think about who your target audience is. You're not trying to attract guys. You're not trying to look cool to other men. You're trying to attract women. So what we did to stand out is actually we showed off some of his genuine looks. So a genuine smile right here where he looks quite happy. That makes him look a lot more attractive. He doesn't look sad. But also we show a more cool and confident side to him as well. So he's attractive in both senses. Another thing that we focused on was showing displays of value. So value can mean like, okay, he lives an attractive lifestyle. I'll expand on that a little bit. But you can see how this kind of photo shows value in a much more subtle way compared to you standing in front of the fucking Prada store with a professional photo. Oh yeah. Oh, oops. I took a photo in front of the Prada store. Crazy. That's just where I hang out. Like, no. We know what you're doing right there. But, look at this photo, right? This is a photo of him on a yacht. There's no flashy brands. He's wearing a watch, but like, it's not trying to show it off. It's like, oh, hey, it's my Rolex or whatever. He looks wealthy, but he doesn't look like he's trying to show it off and try and look as wealthy and insecure as possible. So what are ways that you can show value on your dating profile? So I think these are the 7 levers: candidness, social proof, desirable lifestyle, all these different ways that you can show value and attractiveness to a girl. So for example, what is that? What do I mean by candidness?
Candidness is being relaxed and natural and not really acknowledging the camera. This looks like photos that don't feel try hard, and a lot of photos that, you know, have a more mobile look. They don't look like they're done professionally. They look like they're taken by an iPhone. So for example, like a photo like this would be a very stiff and posed one. You know, he's taking a mirror selfie in here and he's trying to flex his elbows and biceps and triceps as much as possible to look. But this one, you see how it feels much more relaxed, much more natural. It feels like someone just caught him in the moment. Like someone just happened to take a photo. It doesn't feel like he's stiff and posed like some rigid guy. So with all the photos, we try to make it as candid as possible. So we try and make it looks like he's incredibly relaxed. It doesn't feel like he's really stiff and posed. He looks relaxed. He looks happy. He doesn't look miserable and sad like we found in other guys' dating profiles as well. Another thing that we tried to show is a little bit of social proof. Now, we didn't have any explicit social proof where he's like hanging out with his mates and his friends. We actually tend to avoid those because a lot of guys can get them wrong. Like, you know, what if you look short? What if you are the least attractive out of the whole group? But we have a little bit of implicit social proof where we just show that he goes to places where other people are. So, for example, you know, he's going to this nice bar environment. There's a lot of people out there. Oh, there's a pretty girl in the background. So this is a place where cool people hang out. Him on vacation, he's out in public in Amsterdam. So it just shows that he goes to places. He's not just some guy who stays inside his house and plays League of Legends and watches YouTube at home all day. Another thing is desirable lifestyle. So he lives a life that she would want to be part of. So a lot of guys think that, you know, flexing their money, showing off that they're rich is what's going to be attractive. Not necessarily. It's nice. Actually showing that you live like this fun lifestyle that she would want to be part of, that's actually more important, right? It's all good. It's all well and good that you have $1 million, but if you're just like Scrooge McDuck and you just don't do anything with it, then why would she want to be part of that? For example, he's not just rich, but he lives like this more desirable lifestyle. He talked about being well-traveled, having traveled all these places in Europe. He's German, right? For example. So I think this is Budapest or something like that. And this is the Mediterranean. We put him in these kind of scenes. So it shows that he lives this kind of cool, interesting lifestyle that she could enjoy as well. Now, this one is a little bit difficult to convey. Usually this one would be conveyed by, you know, maybe a public speaking one, or him being at this important conference. For example, him being at a stand talking, or doing like a best man speech or something like that. But another way we could convey status is just him being in more exclusive locations. So for example, him looking quite wealthy, wearing the nice linen shirts. Also him being on a yacht as well. So that's a little bit ambiguous. It's like, okay, is that his yacht? Is that his friend's yacht? Does he have this kind of connections? Like, oh, is he actually really wealthy? Like, just having this photo implies a lot of more high status signals. Fashion as well. So we wanted to put him in clothes that fit him well, that actually fit him with his existing fashion style. But also we wanted to show that he looks good in casual and informal fits. So he's attractive when he's dressed up as well. There's him wearing this nice suit, him wearing this nice linen shirt that makes him look very wealthy, or makes him look very sharp and put together, right? But also it doesn't seem anything too flashy. It's relatively subtle. He's not wearing any like massive jewelry or gold or flexing stuff like that. He's also quite attractive in casual outfits as well. So him just wearing a shirt, or him just wearing like a white polo shirt there. Physique, showing off that he has an attractive body as well, not just an attractive face. We tried to show it in a more subtle way, as opposed to like your typical, I don't know, flexing really hard in the mirror gym selfie that pretty much every guy on Tinder has. So for example, the physique is subtly shown. Look at this. You can see it's just a well-fitting shirt that wraps around his arms. You can see a bit of bicep vein around here. This photo, he just looks quite muscular and quite, you know, he looks like he has quite a big frame, without explicitly having like a shirtless photo or without trying to flex it hard. It's just subtly implied. Grooming as well. So that comes down to accessories, haircuts, facial hair, all that stuff that fits him. When he came into the call, he already was doing really well with grooming and that. So we didn't really have to do anything. Like some clients, we actually have to ask them, hey, can you get this haircut, by the way? Can you grow out your hair? Can you change it? And we found massive differences in clients once they changed their hair, but he already was doing well with grooming that. So you can see with all of these photos, it shows a lot of different kind of attractive signals. He's attractive when he's smiling in more casual settings and more formal settings where he's more dressed up. He lives this interesting lifestyle where he goes to all these different locations. It shows that he's attractive in a lot of different ways. So that's the idea behind a lot of these photos, is that you have these 7 levers, right? But with each photo, you want to pull as many levers as possible. So for example, this photo, it's candid, there's social proof, there's a lot of people, he's in an environment with there's other people. There's a desirable lifestyle to the right type of girl. So the type of girl that likes to go to these nice bars, nice restaurants, it would probably appeal to that kind of girl. Status, doesn't really show that much status, but he's well dressed, he's fashionable, showing off a little bit of physique in that because it's a nice, well-fitting shirt. He's well groomed, has a nice haircut. All of that is done up. We're pulling all of these levers and putting as much value into each individual photo as possible. So prompts and bio. Now, photos are the most important, right? They determine, like, let's say 80 to 90% of the attraction, but good prompts and bios are what turn a good profile into an outstanding, amazing profile. And it just makes the profile so much more interesting, so much easier to respond to, and they just give you actual personality. So for a Hinge prompt, so with the onboarding form that we give to all of our clients, we asked him some of these questions for the prompts. So we asked him, okay, what about you would resonate with your dream girl? For example, he talked about being quite laid back, relaxed, him being quite funny, because he was really funny on call. So we decided to make a prompt about that. So my greatest strength is I'm pretty laid back, but I can take control where it matters. So he's funny, he's laid back, but then he also mentioned that when the situation encounters, when he needs to be, he can be quite dominant. He can, take that leadership, masculine role in the relationship. So that's the kind of energy that a lot of women are really attracted to. So, the idea of a man with a plan. Again, every girl says that shit. For prompt 2, this one was a qualifying prompt. So asking him, okay, describe a moment in the past where a girl did something that made you way more attractive. Like, what do you want out of this girl? He mentioned that the girls that stood out are the girls that really keep up with his humor style. So his humor style is very direct. He's a very jokey, funny guy. He's also a little bit blunt and a little bit direct as well. So he's a bit unfiltered. But yeah, so he's like, win me over with an off-color but on-point joke, suggesting he's a little bit non-PC, he's a little bit out of pocket, but he's selecting for the type of girl that would really resonate with that. For prompt 3, we asked him, what would you like to do with the girl on your dream date? Writing that together we could, where the girl could imagine what it would be like to date you. So he mentioned he loves dancing, all sorts of styles, salsa, bachata, kizomba, I don't know what those ones. So we created a prompt based off of that. Together we could go dancing until we're gassed out and it's time to go home. Home is either yours or mine. Who knows? Eventually, maybe ours. For now, we dance. Now, this one is just such an amazing prompt. Like, our prompt writer did so well with this. He's such an expert. He's like such a good creative writer. But so this one is nice and suggestive. Showing off he dances, he'll be fun to be around. He's active, for example. But he's like, okay, home is either yours or mine. Putting out that idea of escalating, of you two already being quite intimate with each other, going back to your place in a more subtle way without any expectations, just kind of putting out that idea of them to already being intimate, but then switching it back to having no expectations, like, for now, we just dance. It's suggesting the idea of escalation, of being more intimate, and suggesting that it could lead to something even more. So could even lead to something more serious, eventually maybe ours. It's putting out that idea, but for now, actually, let's not worry about it. Let's just have some fun. For Tinder and Bumble, what kind of bio did we put in? So we wanted to mention his most attractive skills. He's like, okay, I got dance moves from all around the world. These. And yes, my moves will take you places. Ready for a ride. So this one is so good because first up, this first bit shows that he is very well cultured. He's traveled, that he seems fun. He's good at dancing, shows off some of his favorite skills. This is a good way of implying that you would be fun instead of just saying explicitly like, oh yeah, I'm fun. It's the idea of like show not tell. So ready for a ride invites her into his world. But also there's a slight sexual hint, slight innuendo, like ready for a ride. It's a little bit of double meaning that could be interpreted sexually. So you can see what from this whole profile, those photos, the bios, the prompts, you can see he's a whole multifaceted guy. He's fun, handsome, cultured, traveled, and lives this cool lifestyle. Like, of course, if you're a girl, you would swipe right on this kind of guy. If you're struggling and you want that kind of help, we have a one-on-one coaching service which helps you through the entire process. Not just making the profile, making the prompts and bios, but also helping you text to set up that date to efficiently go from match to date. On top of that, we'll teach you how to run dates to build the kind of connection that you're actually looking for. And we'll even help you optimize your Instagram so that girls are not turned off by it, so that girls are nurtured and they're even more attracted after they add you on Instagram. So DM or book a call with us today to absolutely transform your dating life.
But on Hinge, how many matches again?
Hinge, I got about almost 50. Like, if I really tried for like the rest of this month, I could probably get to 150. And then I got 30 in like a day and like 2 days. I was like, yeah, what? It's like a cheat code.
And how many dates do you think you could get per week if you like just literally try it?
Now, if I actually try, I think I can get at least 2-3 a week. Yeah, this Yashvi, that was immaculate, man. That was like a 10 out of 10, dude. Some of them look like supermodels, dude.
What would you say to a guy who's considering like investing into the dating life, but they're kind of on the fence?
I mean, it's like this, man. Do you want to get the results or not? Like, I've never gotten results by myself.
This guy is an Indian American, and we're giving you a sneak peek into the coaching that we give into each individual client. Now, this guy was coached by one of our resident coaches, Coach Mateo, but here are the kind of lessons that we can learn from him after you start to get the matches. Because a lot of people, they come into the program thinking, okay, I only want photos, but actually the photos are just the start. If you don't know how to text, if you don't know how to convert it from match to date, then you're still just as screwed. You're gonna get ghosted, girls are gonna lose interest, you're gonna get flaked on, and you're just gonna waste so much time thinking, oh, where did I go wrong? And
I saw some TikTok. That's all. I got it from some TikTok and Instagram. Gee, that's the thing. I didn't have any logic. Like, I was just watching some Instagram reels on how to do it, and they said, yeah, try this. I'm like, okay, let me try it.
so he's struggling with what first message to text the girl. So instead of writing like, hey woman, hey man, just some random shit from TikTok that doesn't lead anywhere, actually what we prefer to do is to tell them to be curious about the profile. What do you notice about their profile? Preferably like their prompts, something that you notice in their photos, something that you can comment off and you can riff off, and then you can create a conversation from there. Or if you've got absolutely no clue, then you could just think like, okay, hey X, hey person, hey girl's name, hey Sarah, I think I have a theory about you. And then just create like an assumption about her. I feel like you're a macho kind of girl. I feel like you're the type of girl who's really introverted, but then is actually really freaky. Even if it's wrong, girls love people making assumptions about them, people actually caring about them instead of just putting out this default message of, hey woman. Like, what the fuck is that? Puppy's cute, but I still haven't decided if you are.
Yeah, I don't think that one's really that good.
So it's been a few days since this girl has replied, and so what we got to remember with this is that he needs to follow up, because these girls, especially on dating apps, remember, they're strangers, they're not obliged to text you back, and also shit just gets in the way. Like, life happens, they get busy, they're not taking dating apps for a couple of days, or they're texting another guy. Like, shit happens. You gotta just have a little bit of dissociation and not overthink like, oh, if she's not texting back, that means she doesn't like me. No. So there are a lot of times where girls might even just open your message and they just forget about responding. It's really nothing crazy. So you just have to send like a follow-up and send another text. So see how it is. So just remind her that you exist.
Sales lead follow-up. Oh god, this is so funny.
Yeah, so as long as they haven't blocked you, you can follow up as much as you want. Obviously spacing it out, not doing every single hour, but not being too needy. But if it's been a few days, go and fucking follow up with her. In the same way for all of you sales guys, like, you know, you've got to follow up with these leads. Sometimes they're going to ghost you, they're going to forget about you. But if you just follow up, send like the question marks, the gifts, the same kind of principles apply for your girls.
These builds are super pretty though.
Yeah, they are. You know, I'll show you some of the ones that I've had. I've had some crazy ones, but then I fumbled one like crazy. So one of them accused me of being a player, so that one's a little bit tough. This is the one I fumbled. No, I was actually such a piece of shit to this one, so that's why she left. I had an emergency, so I had to go home. And then also my communication, and then I didn't text her for a week and all this BS. It's all on me. It's not her. You always gotta take self-accountability, you know, instead of blaming on others. It's the texting. My texting is literally cooking the deal half the time.
Yeah, you're losing the leads and the appointment setting part.
Oh, honestly, I'm actually glad I bought this, bro. This is such a huge help. Yeah, like without this like picture help texting guides, I probably wouldn't have gone anywhere. This is the one I have on the left. See the one on the left? That one's insane. Yeah, I want something like that. And the one that I fumbled. Those two are the good ones. My Instagram's decent. It's empty actually. It's not like terrible, but it's just empty.
So we looked through his Instagram and we found that it was really just really empty. So his Instagram is actually pretty decent in terms of lifestyle. So there's a lot of highlights of him going to all these different places. You know, he's traveling, he's going to these nice restaurants, going to these luxury stores. It's a good thing. Problem is that there's not enough photos of him. The only photo of him on the profile is just his profile photo, which is just a bit of an outdated photo that doesn't make him look very good. Now you might think like, okay, Instagram, it doesn't fucking matter, right? Once I get the matches, I'll just get them on the number. But actually, Instagram is just such a good way to just nurture your leads and build comfort so much. So when she sees a good Instagram where there's a lot of photos of you, especially when you live this nice lifestyle where you have varied photos, that subconsciously builds comfort in her mind because she sees the rest of your life as well. Instagram can be such a good way to display value in like a more non-needy way as well. For example, posting stories about your life. If you have a good Instagram, you can easily revive girls from the dead. They can reply to stories and start conversations from there. It's especially powerful for cold approach as well because, you know, especially with these 5-second interactions or these brief online dating interactions, because a good Instagram will subconsciously show that, okay, this guy is actually a normal human being. He is a real person with an actual life, not just a blank profile. Especially with a blank profile as well, you're gonna end up being forgotten. It's the same way that if you add her on the number, she might just forget what you look like. And even when you add a girl on Instagram and it's just a blank profile, after a couple of weeks, you might just think like, okay, I forgot what this girl actually looked like. That's the exact same feeling that she's gonna get when she stumbles upon your blank profile. So what we recommended with him is that we could actually use some of the photos that we made for his dating profile using AI. We could even post some of that on his Instagram, but just adding more photos of yourself, taking more photos of you in real life.
See, the thing is, they all think I'm a damn player.
So they all think he's a player. Why is that, right? If you look at his Instagram, most of it is just value posting. It's a little bit boastful. He seems like he's living this like baller lifestyle, but it doesn't seem like there's much genuineness on his profile. So of course it comes off as a fuckboy. Adding some more genuine photos like him like smiling or him being happy and genuinely candid alongside those more luxury photos can show that he is both sides. He's both genuine and kind, wouldn't be too scary. And also he brings that high value lifestyle. He could take me to these nice dates. He even mentioned that he likes to really give his friends gifts, his parents gifts. So that could be part of it. He could document that, put them on some of the stories, on highlights, and it shows that this guy is not just some baller who goes to Nobu. He actually has this sweet, wholesome side to him. Even some other stuff, like he's actually a sales guy. So whenever he like closes a deal, you know, he could record some of that celebration, putting that as a reel and just build up a little bit of like a portfolio, having like 5 or 10 posts up there just to build like a library of, okay, who is this guy? This is all just personal branding at this point. Remember, like everybody's playing this personal branding game. Like I don't really like Instagram as well. I don't like reels. It's too addictive, but we all got to admit, we're playing this game of social media, of social branding. Like everybody sees the followers. If you're not playing that, honestly, you're kind of seen as weird because pretty much everyone assumes that you have social media nowadays as well. So if you're going to play the game, if you're going to participate, you might as well just do it well and don't have a blank profile. You might as well have a profile that actually works for you, not against you. Once he's built that foundation, that could be used as like an evergreen asset to show off him. He could be using that for like the next, 5 or 10 years. He'd only just need to update it regularly by like 1 or 2 posts a year.
Like that's the thing. They don't actually give a shit about the freaking like lifestyle as much as people think. Like they actually don't care. But they do care about how you treat them.
Make sure that you're like you don't respond to them too late, like in terms of you don't take too long to respond to them.
Did that shit too. That also is the reason why the main one got cooked, because I didn't text for a week. That's also a key problem I also have, being honest and transparent with others. That's also another thing that I've been having as a problem. Like, I'm someone who just deals with problems myself. Yeah, but obviously that's not how it's supposed to be. So like again, I learned a fabulous lesson from that one person.
So we wanted to get a bit more matches, and we realized, okay, he's not even buying Hinge and Tinder Premium and Bumble Premium Plus and that kind of stuff. But you know, a lot of guys think that these kind of paid subscriptions, they're a bit of a scam. But honestly, if you have a good profile, they're just a multiplier, right? They're not going to solve your dating life, but if you have a good profile, it's going to like double or even triple the number of likes and matches that you're going to get. For example, on Hinge, you know, when you send out a like on Hinge, it will be like a priority like, and that was going to end up with you matching with so many more girls. On Bumble Premium Plus as well, it's a really great feature that we use is the profile insights. We use that to calculate, okay, which of my photos is doing the best, which one should I remove, which ones are underperforming, and we can use that to split test and optimize your profile the very best.
And are you face verified, by the way?
Yes, on all accounts, face verified. How long are you supposed to wait for the match? Like, once you get a match, how long do you wait before you get a text?
So if she just matched with you just now, you shouldn't be waiting around and trying to pretend that you're more busy than you actually are. Actually go and strike when the iron's hot. Text her. Usually in that case, she'll be responding well, and you can build rapport quickly without having to wait days between texts. I know a lot of guys, they actually end up not texting a girl because they just think like, okay, what the fuck do I text? But honestly, if you just use the method of, what do you notice about this girl? What are you curious? What stands out about her? Even just making some random assumption about her shows that you're curious, shows that you actually read her profile, that you didn't just treat her as some robot who you spam want a link to. Remember, the goal is to get a response. So just don't be that guy who's like, oh, hey, hi, what's your name? Hi, how are you?
So far, I haven't been that boring, nice guy, and none of that shit. It's either been a douchebag player or like inconsiderate. So yeah, the vulnerability stuff, and then actually planning I'm able to plan stuff for the boys and family, but I don't know, for some reason I'm unable to plan for them.
Before you start planning the date, you have to think, okay, what do I actually want to get out of the dates? So for example, if you want to get intimate and you want to have sex on this first date, you got to optimize it and design it so that eventually you two are going to end up at your place or end up at her place. So that sounds like, you know, doing an activity or getting drinks that's right next to your place, or even directly inviting her to your place. And the way that you would do that is not just straight saying, okay, hey, do you want to come back to my place? No. What you do is you would invite it and give her an excuse, give her another reason, give her some plausible deniability where she doesn't just feel like she's going to your house straight to for sex, so she doesn't feel slutty. For example, you say, hey, do you want to watch this show or this movie at my place? Hey, do you want to grab some wine and alcohol? I have desserts at my place. There's a nice skyline view that I have from my apartment. If you pitch grabbing wine at your place as an option, but also grabbing a drink at the bar as well, if you pitch those two, then that will give her the option, and you'll see which one she's more comfortable with in that situation.
For any of the current ones, do you want me to follow up with them, or like, what do you want me to do?
Yes, follow up with them. How would you follow up with your leads and sales?
Oh God, you're right.
So to follow up, if you're a sales guy, if you've got a bunch of gifts that you send to your clients, then you can just use some of those. But also another type of follow-up that we'd like to use is just sending some value into the void. So for example, saying, okay, something happened to me today, just giving her a life update. Okay, send a photo of you cooking. I did this thing today. It reminded me of you. Just the simple things like that to follow up. And these things are really successful. For example, Mike, the guy that we've worked with, he likes to send follow-ups of him cooking, of him with glasses of wine. And it's been very, very successful at keeping these leads warm and keeping these leads nurtured. So 1 week later, after teaching him how to do the follow-ups, he came back with some great results.
Oh yeah, I got pretty back. I sent this funny ass follow up. I sent this shit to like a freaking chick before and it worked. Actually, so funny, this shit that I just sent. I say, is this a baddie drink? And I sent a picture of a cinnamon chai latte. So stupid. I can't believe they like this shit.
So now he has a follow-up message that works well. So this is the kind of follow-up that message that you can send, that you could use as an asset in all your future messages. So if you're texting multiple girls, you can send the same photo to all the different girls and do that as like an update. Or even better, even less try-hard, is just send it as an Instagram story onto your stories.
And what about in-app follow-ups? In-app, you cannot send the damn images, that's why.
So for in-app follow-ups, it's really the same kind of thing. You can't send photos on Hinge, but then you could also send just a live update, like a message, cooking some steak up, enjoying some wine tonight. Send like a follow-up, send like a live update that doesn't require a response. It's more like a statement. Also, follow-ups are especially important if you've already set up the date, right? So let's say you set up the date for tomorrow. You got to follow up and confirm if she hasn't responded. Is she going to show up? You should confirm and say, okay, tomorrow we're going to grab drinks at this place. You should follow up because in any case, she might end up just forgetting, or she might just think that it's not on because you haven't texted since then. That's how Mike, the guy we've worked with, he's ended up honestly losing a lot of girls because he just forgets to follow up with a girl. Like, he's got a bit too many girls to text sometimes.
Yeah, you don't follow up with them and shit. They're not gonna want to go because they're gonna think you're some kind of player. Yes, I have to follow up with one of the ones that I'm taking out tomorrow. So the last message was sent last Tuesday. The follow-up was last Thursday. So is the timeline still good? And again, we just have to be outcome independent.
So it's been a few days. Should he follow up? Well, yes, of course he should follow up, right? If it's been a few days or even a week, you could always just send out follow-ups. You can keep following up eventually, even until she blocks you, just as long as you don't send a follow-up like every single day. You don't bombard her and blow up her messages. Keep it low level and keep it like relatively non-needy.
So what do we do about this Yashvi, bro? That shit might be a little complex.
You really like this Yashvi girl, huh?
Oh, yeah. That one's crazy. And that's just like exotic, bro. I've never seen one that looked like that. Those type of Indians, they only exist in like freaking the big cities like Cali, NYC. Like, I'm from, so we don't see those often. I didn't text like that I gave a shit. She must have got an ick or some shit, to be honest. I said some stupid voice notes saying what I did for today. I said I went to the mall to go shop for some makeup for my sister, and then she like went crazy after that shit. I had 12 messages after a one voice note.
So in this case, she's sending a lot of messages. In this case, you can be the less needy one. You could even just be the nonchalant one. You reply with 2 or 3 messages, right? If she sends 12 messages, you don't have to send 12 messages responding to each individual thing. You should always be presenting yourself as the less needy one overall.
Yeah, I think it was just too much here, to be honest, in my opinion, my friend. That's all good. You can't get better without making mistakes. He says some freaking Indian shit, bro, because this chick is like an Indian shit, and these Indian chicks, they like this Indian shit, bro. I mean, I like it too, like, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like that obsessed with that shit, you know? That's the one thing about these Indian bitches, bro. They're too Indian. I'm like, oh my goodness.
So in this case, she's not replying to him on Messenger, so he could send another follow-up. That's another option. But also another idea is that he could reply to her on Hinge, because especially when you add a girl on the number, you can easily become some faceless number that she forgets. For example, you add a girl's number and you forget, okay, what does she look like again? What was her name again? That's why in our advice, we prefer to set up the date over the dating app first, so that you'll build that connection. You've seen the girl in real life, and then you add the number later when you want to call her, or afterwards, or during the date even.
Yeah. I find it so mentally exhausting texting these bitches, bro. I swear to God, bro. Sometimes like manually, I'm like, but what the fuck is this nonsense? Should I just send this saying, is this a baddie drink compared to ice cream? Some stupid shit like that.
So with this coaching, he's designing a follow-up for this girl who really likes ice cream. He doesn't have a good photo of ice cream. Oh no, what happens? Then he just gets a photo of desserts and then sends a message based off of that. Now, when you send a follow-up, one thing that you don't want to do is make sure you don't send a question. Make it so it's just a statement. It's something that she doesn't need to respond to. It's like a life update, right? For example, this photo of a nice ice cream, this photo of a nice dessert. When you ask a lot of questions, especially after silence, it can seem quite needy, and it's really obvious if she's ghosted you.
Look, I want this one, but like if it doesn't respond, that's fine, because I got a couple more bitches to talk to anyway. Oh, I thought they were talking to other dudes, so I just gave up. Nah, the one thing I realized is they'll talk to other dudes, but like that's the funny thing. They may not go out with them. Social media makes it look like they're going out with everyone every week, but no, that's not how it works. Like I sent a message on Monday. My texting was pretty shit here. Too nonchalant. She ghosted. Monday ghosted. And then I sent this shit. Is this a baddie drink?
So here, one of our coaches is teaching him, going through some of the individual specifics, like, okay, what should I text here? And this is an example of why you shouldn't text like yes or no questions, especially when she says no. You're like, oh, are you a matcha type of girl? No. It can end up just fucking flatlining the conversation, and you're like, where the fuck do I take it there? So in this part of the conversation, he was just like, okay, so how can you spice it up a little bit? So you can just
reopen it, right? Send another text that's unrelated, change the subject topic. You can do another thing like make an assumption like you would do for a good first text. With these as kind of assumption text, like you don't overthink it. Just, okay, whatever your first impression is, whatever the first thought comes in, even if it's kind of cringy, even if you think it's a little bit try hard, like just send it. Just make it be as authentic as possible.
On Hinge, like how many I get?
Yeah, I got pretty decent because I haven't been swiping as much. That's honestly the biggest reason. Because I swipe like I think only a couple times a day, and I get like 2-3 matches. But I mean, the reality is these girls don't really care that much about the AI shit. That's the funny thing; they really don't care. Like they actually don't care that much as you think. Like they're not gonna accuse you of the AI shit. Like, I only had that happen twice. That's it. I think the dog photo is the reason why it's converting the profile. Because I got this new like just from the dog photo. Because the reality is no one needs like a billion prospects.
Alam pa you call them prospects.
It's only been 2 weeks. The only reason why it's like this because I'm not swiping like hundreds every day. Yeah, it's not that difficult to get good looking girls, dude. If we really tried, we can get to like 100, 200 by in like a month or two if we really needed to, you know? It's not a huge issue right now. You know what I mean? Because I don't like texting as much. I don't because it's like too much of a pain. So I just try to not text and then keep it in person.
Since he's already in online sales, like what we'd recommend for him is that, play into some of your strengths, some of your advantages. So, if you feel like you're better over call, then call them more. So if you feel like you put more personality into your voice messages and you like them, then send more voice messages. Usually those can actually convey more personality as well, can actually build a proper connection. And that can also be a good way to qualify her, to see if, you two would vibe together on the date. You call her before, you're like, okay, is this girl going to be cool? And if she's boring, if you don't like her, if her English absolutely sucks and you don't want to deal with that, then you can just cancel the date and you've saved yourself a bunch of money and time.
Yeah, I send voice messages to all of them. Like I do voice notes. That shit increases the conversion rate through the roof. And also I treat them like prospects. Like I do this with prospects, my sales calls and everything. So I do it with them. So that's why it's super easy. Oh, by the way, one more question. Whenever they say long-term relationship on their profile,
honestly, from my experience, like when she says long-term relationship on her profile, that doesn't mean that she is completely looking for that. So obviously girls don't want to seem slutty first off, but also they might genuinely think like, oh yeah, I want a long-term relationship right now. But our team members have had girls who have said life partner in their profiles and they still had sex on the first day. So those don't necessarily mean anything. It really depends on the girl and the moment. So don't use that as limiting belief to stop you.
But on Hinge, how many matches again?
Hinge, I got about almost 50. Like if I really tried for like the rest of this month, I could probably get to 150 if I really, really tried.
What was your result before?
The results before, dude, I'll probably get like a match a month, match or two a month. And then I got 30 in like a day, in like 2 days. I was like, yeah, what? It's like a cheat code.
And how many dates do you think you get per week if you like just literally try it?
Now, if I actually try, I think I can get at least 2-3 a week. The reason I'm not trying as much is because I already have some prospects. So it'll be a little bit too much for me to handle, you know? Long term, just have a couple prospects. And then if one of them asks for like a relationship or something, just do that, to be honest. Like I'm not one of these like huge player types. I don't have time to do all that.
So in dating, for you need to word it for somebody to invest in a dating plan.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is honestly a fabulous investment getting the photos done. So it's a good tax write-off for me too, for American stuff. So I'm like, all right, why not? I mean, it's not a bad price if I'm being real with you. Yeah, I basically uploaded the books you gave me into my ChatGPT because I bought the premium ChatGPT and I uploaded your books and created a bot to analyze it. Yeah, the Siashvi. This one was, oh god, that was immaculate, man. I've never seen that was like a 10 out of 10, dude. Never ever seen a chick like that here. So I was like, yo, what?
Feeling boost.
Dude, that shit looked unreal.
To brag of you, yeah.
Like they had to be freaking surgically done, dude. And also, this one's good, pretty. She looks like a wifey type. I mean, a lot of the girls that I have right now, they all look like wifey types. They don't look like skanks. And the blonde highlights on this one, though, oh my goodness, dude. I swear to God, some of them look like supermodels, dude. I don't know. Some of them look exotic.
What would you say to a guy who's considering like invest into the dating line, but they're kind of on the fence.
I mean, it's like this, man. Do you want to get the results or not? Like, it's really that simple. Do you want to get, because the way I think about it is whenever I threw money into like a mentorship or program, I've always got the results in the end. Like, I've never gotten results by myself. Like, I did the same thing with the gym, buying a personal training program. I did the same thing with the money, like high ticket sales, bought a mentorship program, did the same thing with this, with the dating stuff. And I got the results in the end by putting money towards the problem. And I'll continue to keep doing that as long as I can to get everything else. So it's as simple as that.
So this is the profile that got him 150 plus likes without using any sort of premium in Canada. 150 likes across Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, all that. He's a successful entrepreneur. He's an attractive guy. You can see, look at that jawline right there. We saw so much potential when he came on call. He works with big companies, jacked and fit. Look at his body. He's actually cultured as well. He mentioned how he likes to be really thoughtful, actually connect with the girl, plays piano, all that kind of stuff. But he struggles with online dating. He shared a kind of similar sentiment like, oh, in Canada, the dating market is insane. We've heard that from actually a lot of customers, but not sure how true that is. But his long-term goal was a long-term girlfriend or marriage. He's done with the partying and the hookups so the way that he's going to get there is go on as many dates as possible and choose the best one out of them. I think it was some big number like 50 over the next 2 years or 50 across 1 year. What kind of profile did he have before? Before, he had photos, which a lot of guys have, where, you know, the face is not that visible. He's wearing sunglasses in both of them. You can't even see them. It makes him look pretty good from a male perspective, but you can't actually see what he looks like. Another group photo that he had here, where he looks a little bit more like a fuckboy. Also, from this photo, you can't really see which one he is. Probably not these ones. Okay, he's actually here. It's a bit like playing Where's Wally, right? Another photo here, it was like kind of like a grainy ass gym photo, bit male gaze. Bit of an unattracted angle when he's doing deadlifts. He looks kind of short. Having this kind of gym flex it doesn't make you stand out. It makes you seem like any other guy on dating apps. Also, his prompts before made him sound like he's way too full of himself. Like, oh yeah, I've worked so hard. I've have a crazy work ethic. I built this business up. Like, he sounded a bit like a boastful, kind of egotistical fuckboy, which was not the kind of vibe that you should be giving for long-term girlfriends, right? But after transforming his profile, here are the kind of results that he's getting. So this is a message that he sent to us. Bumble and Tinder were maxed out at 99 plus. He's getting dates while he's traveling in Europe. So this girl in like, I think Hungary or something like that, immediately wants to see him. He's getting his photos doing well across the board. So look at how much attention it's getting. These are some of the likes that he's getting in his home city, 99 plus, 50 plus in Bumble. Amazing results right here. So this guy is just one of our 300 plus clients from over 100 cities that we've helped get a collective of over 10,000 plus matches and multiple dates per week. Let's look at the profile that we made for him to get over 150 plus likes in that. So the main principle that we wanted to put on his profile was we wanted it to be a pattern interrupt. So we wanted it to stop the scroll. If you've ever seen how girls scroll on dating apps, they'll just be like, nope, 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 nope. They only give you like 1 to 5 seconds to really assess it. And if she doesn't like it, she's going to swipe left immediately. You want to disrupt the pattern, make you stand out, and make her actually check out the rest of your profile by having a clearly visible face, genuine smile, and having more subtle displays of value that differentiate you from all the other guys. In a lot of profiles, their face isn't very visible. Like, sure, it looks nice, but you can't even see what he looks like. So in all the photos, we made sure that his face is clearly visible. Another one is trying to look too alpha and trying to look too cool, you know, showing off your gym muscles, looking a bit sad and trying to look a bit alpha. Remember, your dating profile is a dating profile. It's not a profile. You're not trying to attract other men here. We tried to do the opposite of that, to show him smiling, show him being actually happy instead of looking depressed. The other thing that we wanted to do was to show value in more subtle ways. So he's quite rich, he's quite jacked and handsome, right? But we don't want to show off that he has, you know, $100 bill spreads, right? We don't want to do something really cringe, like putting yourself in front of a Prada store saying, hey, I like to hang out here. The way that we show value is through these 7 factors: candidness, social proof, desirable lifestyle. I'll explain more in depth for each of these. So
Candidness, what does candidness mean? It means that you look relaxed and natural. It almost looks like you're not even acknowledging the camera. They're not the kind of photos where you're trying to show off your muscles. They almost look like someone happened to take a photo in that moment. So not this really stiff gym pose, but you just looking very natural, very relaxed. Another one here, he doesn't look like he's trying to flex his muscles. In this, he looks like someone just happened to take a photo of him. The next value lever is desirable lifestyle. Does he actually live a life that I would want to be part of? So it's all good that you could be rich as hell, but if you don't live an interesting lifestyle, if you just sit at home all day working, or you're like a really penny pincher and you don't even use your money, that won't make you interesting. What she wants to know is, do you live a life that she would want to be part of? So with these photos, you could imagine maybe traveling with him, maybe going to these nice seaside locations. You can just see on his dating profile, he's well-traveled, he's been to all these different locations. Status as well. So is he respected by others or lives a more exclusive lifestyle? So status is kind of hard to actually show off. So we've done it previously with public speaking photos, but another way is just to show that he lives a more exclusive lifestyle, so he looks kind of rich, basically. These kind of photos, he looks quite wealthy. He almost looks like a nepo baby, some trust fund baby who goes to Europe to travel. Just photos that imply a lot of nice wealth without being showing off about it. Fashion as well, we wanted to put him in clothes that fit him well, first off. Also show him in different fashion outfits. So he's attractive when he's dressed up, but also attractive when he's wearing more casual outfit. Physique, subtly showing that he has attractive body. In this case, usually we try to do it in a more subtle way, but he does have a very good physique. So we weren't so subtle about it in this one. But you can see how this contrasts with your gym selfie, your average gym selfie. Sure, this is a shirtless photo, but it doesn't look like he's trying to flex as hard as possible, trying to show off every single muscle. It looks very natural. He's outside. He's not just in some gym locker room or some bathroom. There's other value levers as well. Okay, this guy goes outside. This guy has a dog. It's in an environment where it makes sense for him to actually be shirtless. Grooming as well. Obviously, this is all stuff that he sorted out. So he has a nice haircut. He has facial hair that fits him. So obviously in all the photos, we made sure he looks like he has nice hair that fits him. So as you can see across his profile, you can see so many different attractive signals. He has a nice body, he has good physique, he looks like he's well-traveled, he lives an interesting lifestyle. All the photos seem very candid. He seems like he would be a kind person, a more warm and inviting person, because there are actual smiles as well. So just so many different attractive signals that he's sending out. It's this idea with each photo, like you want to pull as many value levers as possible. We didn't really include any social proof in this profile, but actually it's relatively optional. But for example, this one is a very candid photo. It shows a desirable lifestyle. He's out and traveling in this area. There's a bit of status there as well because he's on a boat. There's like a form of exclusivity. You can imagine, okay, does this guy have a boat? Does this guy know some people who have boats as well? It seems like a relatively exclusive thing. Fashion, I mean, he doesn't have fashion, but I mean, he's not wearing anything, but sure, the shorts fit him, I guess. But obviously physique and grooming all look good. For his prompts and bios, we also did a transformation for that. A lot of guys think that prompts don't really matter, and they are less important than photos. Like, photos are the most important. But good prompts and bios turn a good profile into an amazing profile. So you're not just attractive, but you're attractive and interesting as well. You have personality. His prompts before were detailed, but were just a bit too boastful. You know, you're saying, oh yeah, I'm a strong and I work hard. Listing out your achievements like this can come off as a bit of boasting. What we tried to do was we tried to use the idea of show, don't tell. So don't just say that I'm ambitious, I've worked hard in my business, but demonstrate the ways that you have. Show them how you have done it. So for prompt one, we asked him all the kind of questions that we asked our clients. So what about you would resonate with your dream girl? He talked about moments where he likes being very thoughtful and attentive. He likes to remember these little things about her, maybe even getting gifts or remembering little moments with her. So the prompt our prompt writer made was, my greatest strength is if you casually mention something, there's a dangerously high chance they'll mysteriously appear in your life a few months later. It's a much more interesting way than saying, I'm very attentive, I'm very thoughtful. Okay, so for prompt two, we asked him, what are you looking for in your dream girl? He loves deep, meaningful conversations, a girl being more honest and emotionally open, right? He doesn't like those more superficial conversations. So if we created one base of that, win me over by showing me who you really are behind the polished dating app version of yourself. This qualifies for girls that are more deep thinkers, the ones that he actually wants for his long-term relationships. Prompt 3, what would you like to do with a girl on your dream date? Again, he filled out this really massive response about how he loves, deep conversations, deep connections, especially, for example, in the middle of the night. So he made a prompt about that, this kind of romantic idea of escaping to a rooftop after midnight, talking so long that we forget what time is. You can see how all of these are written in a very descriptive, almost sensual way that would really appeal well to what girls like to read. For his Tinder and Bumble bio, he mentioned that he loves spontaneous adventures, creating those kind of memorable experiences, how he used to like going on last-minute trips, for example. So he created one where he talks about, okay, well, the one thing you should know about me is I'm always down for last-minute trips, random adventures, and saying yes to experiences that linger in our minds years later. That pre-qualifies selects for the kind of girls that are more spontaneous, that love adventures, that the ones that would actually resonate with him long term. His job description as well. So there were some things that we saw with his profile that we knew we could change. His job description was this technologist that's self-employed. Yeah, do you know what that means?
Employed? Yeah.
So, okay, what the fuck does that mean, right? So we just asked him, okay, so how would you explain it to a 10-year-old? And how could you frame it in a way that's not just vague and boring? How could you use it to incite curiosity? So he mentioned that he works with big payment processes like, I don't know, credit card companies and that kind of stuff, software stuff, So what we did and we created was, okay, I build websites for billion-dollar companies. It's great because it's like, okay, it incites curiosity and makes you seem really, really ambitious. Instead of just saying, I'm ambitious, mention that I've worked with these big companies. I've done this interesting thing before. It's the idea of showing, not telling. Also, some of the other stuff that we asked him to do, we saw his profile and we thought we would want to remove some of the disqualifying information. So for example, like Christian and conservative, right? If we have both of those labels, he might get unfairly disqualified because, it has a bad association with the really hard far-right Christian right. He mentioned that he'd prefer to date a Christian woman, but he's honestly open to anybody and that his conservative politics is it's not that important to him. Imagine you said that you're a little bit conservative, you get lumped in with like Donald Trump, right? And then you don't like Donald Trump. Right, they're gonna assume, oh, you're just like some MAGA guy, for example. So we recommended him just get rid of the conservative. He could keep Christian if it's really important to him, but get rid of that one. Just don't put your political label there at all. But as you can see from his whole profile, you can see he's such a multifaceted person. So he's attractive, he seems fun, warm, inviting. He seems like he lives this interesting lifestyle. He's pretty cultured. On top of being attractive, he actually has personality and seems like a deep thinker from those kind of prompts. If you're struggling and you want that kind of help, we have a one-on-one coaching service which helps you through the entire process. Not just making the profile, making the prompts and bios, but also helping you text to set up that date to efficiently go from match to date. On top of that, we'll teach you how to run dates to build the kind of connection that you're actually looking for. And we'll even help you optimize your Instagram so that girls are not turned off by it, so that girls are nurtured and they're even more attracted after they add you on Instagram. So DM or book a call with us today to absolutely transform your dating life.
These are the 3 easily most attractive girls out of all of them. Hopefully, one of them is my girlfriend. There's no real reason for me to be seeing all the other ones.
This is just a sneak peek into a live coaching session that we did for our Asian Australian client. He's looking for a long-term relationship.
Our goals were girlfriend, ultimately wife potential.
After transforming his profile, he's getting good matches and he even has a few girls he's considering. But he still wants to improve his sexting game and wants to know how to properly escalate on the date. In this video, we're going to cover how to get her out if she cancels last minute, how to escalate and build sexual tension even when you're looking for a long-term relationship, and the secret to getting her out on a second date. This is all part of our one-on-one coaching program that we have in the link in the description below.
I want to try to date and find a long-term partner. It seems kind of counterintuitive to be booking like multiple dates in the 1 week. It wasn't like it was too many, but it was just like, I had like 3 really high quality ones, and I was like, that's enough. Like, if I focus on these 3 girls, hopefully one of them is my girlfriend. Like, that's what I was thinking, because they were the 3 most attractive out of all of them. I had like 20 matches across like all the apps, and a few others were replying to me as well. But I was like, these are the 3 easily most attractive girls out of all of them. There's no real reason for me to be seeing all the other ones. So I was like, put them all on pause, focus on these 3. I already went out with one of them, and the other 2 I'm trying to set up dates with. I'm actually meant to maybe seeing one of them tonight, but she said she was a bit sick, so I need to like follow up with her.
Well, actually, this is the exact same story of Alex Hormozi and his wife. Both of them met on Bumble, and the day of the date, his future wife Layla cancelled because she thought, actually, sorry, I'm feeling kind of sick today. But what Alex did is he actually called her up straight before the date. They got talking and it went really well. So he's like, well, you don't sound sick. Why don't you just come out and see me? And then they ended up having a 4-hour date. It led to them eventually getting married and them having children now. And that's the thing. In that scenario where she might cancel on you randomly, it's not that she doesn't want to see you. She just doesn't have enough reason to see you over other things. So if you just call her up and build that connection and establish that, okay, hanging out with this guy would be worthwhile. Actually, yeah, I kind of do want to see this guy. Then it'll be so much easier for you to get her out onto a date. It's like, imagine you're tired and you're going to go out and hang out and have drinks with an acquaintance, some guy, some coworker that you are not very familiar with, versus your best friend. Of course, if it's your best friend, you would go.
So I actually do believe it was a genuine sickness. So then I followed up and I was just like, oh, how are you actually feeling though? Are you still down for dinner tonight, or should we do it the weekend? And I'm so just waiting for a reply for that.
So they were meant to meet tonight, but she's not replying. What would you do if this was your friend? You'd probably send like ... What happened? Yo, bro, what's up? Or just call her straight up. Same thing applies for this. So if you want to learn even more about texting, we have a free course in the school community in the link description below. We have a full PDF right now, but then we also have a full text breakdown about how we apply these frameworks into real life texting. Free in the link in the description below.
So we went on a date. That I thought the date actually went quite well. Like, it went for like 5 hours. Like, it was a long time. It was from 7 o'clock to 12 a.m. And the only reason why it ended is because the place like shut. But I was just wondering, like, is there anything else better I should be doing, like, when I'm on these dates?
Well, what's your goal if I were done?
Goal is, since I've started this, is girlfriend that is wife potential.
Are you open to getting intimate with them?
Yeah, of course. Like, I don't think any straight male will say no to that. It's not the main goal. Like, if it means like I'm not going to push for that if they're uncomfortable and it means like losing potentially like a really good girl.
Ironically enough, you'd lose more girls if you don't get intimate with them as quickly as you can.
I actually figured that was the case, but I know at least the girl before that, I was just talking about how we matched twice already. Like, she was even saying, like, on some of her dates, she was like, so she was Asian, and she was like, some of these white guys just try to get you back straight away. And I was thinking, yeah, not me.
So one of the most important things that we emphasize in terms of their first date, especially, is by the end of the day, it must be clearly established that you two like each other. So obviously that can mean, getting intimate together, having sex together. Yeah, sure. But for more conservative girls, that could just be her explicitly saying, I like you, doing things that she wouldn't do with just a friend. So holding hands, cuddling, kissing on the first date. All of these things are good signs so that when she thinks of it afterwards, she backwards rationalizes and thinks, okay, the reason why I kissed this guy is because I actually quite like him.
So obviously, like, you need to read their blueprint a little bit. Like, she does want to take it like a little bit slower. At least with her, she can see through it, because she made a joke about that. She's like, I don't want to see the view in your apartment. My view is better. At least the guys that she's seeing is like trying to be smooth with it, not just inviting her straight up. Like, it was a 5-hour day. The only thing that I was just unsure about was just the texting afterwards. Like, when I was like, hey, I had a good time. We should do it again sometime soon. And then she said, me too. And then when I did just follow up with her a few days later, just asking about her weekend, I just asked her a few questions about that and she didn't reply to that. I was thinking, oh, she didn't reply to that. That maybe she wasn't as high as the interest. I think the interest level is probably high enough there to at least go on the second day again. Yeah.
So in this case, a lot of guys might give up after she doesn't reply to you. She's like, oh, she doesn't like me anymore. But genuinely, if you're dating these higher quality girls, especially, they will be a lot more busy. They have shit going on. They have work. They have family commitments. They have other friends outside of you. And in that scenario, they just might not see the message. They might see the message, forget to reply to it, and shit just happens. So in that scenario, especially if you've seen her, especially if you build connection with her, it's not needed to send another message, especially if it's not something along the lines of, why haven't you replied to me? Why aren't you responding? As long as it's something else.
Pretty much every girl that I've gone on a date with, I had to like text them twice. And I was telling one of my other mates that I was like, don't get scared with that. It's like, you can text them again. And a lot of them appreciate the fact that you're following up with them. All the dates that I've run previously are very similar in that I will just honestly do dinner dates with them. And then if dinner going well, then we'll go somewhere else, just because I'm pretty confident that I can hold the conversation like long enough across dinners. The last few dates that I've been on, they've all been 3 to 5 hours.
One danger with running like a 4 or 5 hour date, especially on the first date, is it might end up stagnating and plateauing. The energy might end up going down. That's a problem because what we're left with the experience is generally the ending. If the ending did not go well, even if the start was amazing, you had so much fun, so much energy, and then it drops off, she feels that relative difference. She's like, okay, so oh shit, what happened? If she's left bored afterwards, she's going to remember that feeling of being bored and all that let down in energy. So the alternative to that would be starting off from a lower energy state and then gradually rising up. So, you start almost boring, almost nonchalant. You let her basically carry the conversation and then you build up the energy. Because especially when you start off with an amazing opener, you're like, yo, what's up? How are you? It's so much energy. You can't maintain that. You can't really maintain that for 4 or 5 hours. It's better to start from a low point where you slowly build more connections, slowly build more sexual tension, more banter, more fun. Once it starts to reach a relatively high point, then you escalate even more, or you end the date there. So then that's when you go for the kiss, or that's when you invite her back to your place, or you just end it there and leave her waiting and wanting even more.
It's hard to actually pull some of these girls because for whatever reason, all these girls that I'm matching with live in the city. And I'm in the suburbs, so it's like a 40-minute drive to go see them. So on the first date, I don't really mind going to them because obviously they're meeting a stranger. She lived in the city, so it's pretty much impossible to pull her straight back to mine. So it's either pull to hers or wait for second or third date where she comes closer to my area. But none of these girls are like so far close to where I live. So, and it's not that, I don't think it's that reasonable to ask them to come.
So I think this is a bit of a limiting belief that this guy has where she doesn't think that the girl should come over. Now, it's understandable, like, yeah, he wants to reduce it and make it as easy as possible for the girl to avoid the no. But actually, you'd be surprised. Like, why not just try it? For example, the guy in the previous video, 6 dates in 7 days. Multiple girls, they drove in from like half an hour away from the next rural town, halfway across the city, like 15 minutes away, driving in just to see him from the first date. When you have such a good profile, when you have good texts and you've built that connection, you'd be surprised at the lengths at which these girls would do it, even on a first date.
Yeah, I think it's partly I haven't tried. Like, I try to make it as low friction as possible for them. Pretty much all of them now staying in the city. And then I'll just go, I know some good spots there. I'll message you like closer to the date. Like if it's a few days out, they can't say no to that. At least in my head, if I go, oh, do you want to come here? That's now potential for them to say no. So before it's like, yes, 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 yes. And then now it could be like, yes, 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 no. Yeah. So that's why I've just been always going, when they go, I live here, I just go, oh, I know some places there, or there's some restaurants I want to check out. And then they'll just go, cool. And then it's always been good after that. Yeah.
If she says no, she doesn't want to, or she goes to when you suggest her coming to yours, then you just know that she's not down for that, right? But it doesn't hurt to try. If you want to make it as smooth as possible, you could even just Uber her over as well.
I know definitely, like the first girl that I was telling you about how we matched twice, when I first talked to her, I was actually trying to get her to come to my area, and that's why she stopped responding. She's like, oh, when you asked me to come there, I was like, nah, I can't be bothered, and I just stopped responding to you. So that's actually confirmation that at least one of them wants it like as low friction as possible. I was just saying, like, oh, it's not a big deal for me to go to you guys. Like, I understand, like, it's not as unsafe for a man to go to you than the other way around. So I think like she appreciated, like I understood that. I was like, ask a girl to come to like some area she doesn't even know, to meet a guy she doesn't even know. So I was like, it's not a big deal, like for me to go to you guys, especially for the first date. Like you don't even know me. And especially like we grow up being taught like stranger danger. But then when you're older, you're like, oh, let's just meet all these people, strangers online. You have no idea who I am. Like, how are you so relaxed with this? But yeah, so have a little empathy for that. But some of them are super down. Like I remember like before, like it was pretty much matched, told her to meet, met near me, and I just pulled her straight back. Like I was like, oh, I was so surprised at that. Like, I think as long as you don't give off like weirdo vibes, they're generally like okay with. But is there anything specific like I should be doing for dates? Like, so first asked like what my goals were, and then I said like girlfriend, ultimately wife potential. Like, is that different to like how you would be running dates if you were going for casual?
So the difference in terms of running dates long-term versus casually, it's actually not that different. Maybe one big difference would be how you treat aftercare. So how you treat her afterwards. If you're just doing like a one-night stand, you're just doing a pure hookup, then you wouldn't do any of the aftercare stuff. You basically just kick her out afterwards, right? But in that case, that can leave both of you feeling like shit afterwards, a bit empty afterwards. But if you're doing a long term, you got to make sure to do the aftercare properly if you want to see her again, because you don't want her to feel used. You don't want her to feel like just like a sexual object, like she's just going to be discarded. You're never going to see her again. You want to actually build proper connection. You want her to feel good, especially if you do actually want to see her again. So hang out afterwards, go to a nice spot, go get some food together, eat a nice dinner together. If you do this aftercare well and you treat her properly, you're almost guaranteed to see her again. But again, the rest of the stuff, making sure that, you know, you two confirm that you like each other, that you do something intimate that friends wouldn't do, like, you know, holding hands, cuddling, kissing, something like that, or even just having sex. Those are just as important, whether it be casual or long term.
So how do you escalate during the date? Do you ever try to escalate?
So usually it'll be just what I'm doing in just physically, like in terms of like while I'm talking to her, does it make sense? Like, will I just shift my body slightly so now I'm more closer to her? Does she move away? If she doesn't, then I slowly end up like kind of closer to her. And then as long as she's comfortable with me, she won't move away, and then we'll end up like closer together. And then you do like kind of like the cliche things of like, or just like looking at their nails, like if they've done it well, and then just see how like confident they are with doing that. So I did that with her. She was very comfortable with that. At first she was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just looking at your nails. They're interesting. And then she was just comfortable with me just like playing with her hand and looking at her nails. If they're already very comfortable, we're already side by side anyway. So then it's not really a whole lot you have to do. You just really need to just slow it down and then go for the kiss. But it didn't really happen with that one. Because we never ended up to the stage where we're like that close to each other, like physically. So verbal escalation, I'm probably not the best at that either. So usually partway through the date, like when it's going well, I'll try to do stuff to get them to like verbalize why they like me. So I'll be like, oh, what were your first impressions of me and stuff like that. Like, so she's at least like verbalizing like, oh, I like this about you. Or I'll ask her like, oh, why did you decide to like go out with me? And then she'll have to verbalize something like either your profile was interesting or the way you texted was good, or she liked how I look. So she'll have to verbalize something. But other than that, I honestly don't do that much more in terms of verbal escalation, like in terms of more sexualizing the conversation or anything like that.
So in order to establish that you two like each other, you got to get better at knowing when to create that kind of moment. So a lot of guys, they kind of just stumble upon it. There's like a bit of a quiet moment in between the movie and they just start kissing, for example. But sometimes you're in a scenario where the girl just keeps yapping and yapping and yapping. And then, you know, you haven't created any of that slower, intimate moments, or you two are bantering really well. You're getting along really in a really fun, friendly way, but then you haven't created that kind of sexual tension. Well, you need to learn how to create that. In that case, there are a few ways to do it. So there is physical, verbal, logistical escalation as well. So physical, obviously that just means like coming in closer. This guy does it really well. He describes it like, you know, moving closer, sitting side by side, maybe even light touches to like the hands. And let me look at your nails, for example, creating those little moments for touch. And if she's reciprocal to that, you keep going. But a lot of guys struggle with verbal escalation. Like, okay, they just keep talking about boring, logical topics, or they have a little fun bantery topics, but they don't know how to shift it into more sexual, into more intimate. So first off, the way that you do that is you have to create that kind of friend that you're comfortable with this kind of topic. You talk about it in a very non-judgmental way. Because if you're going to talk about this kind of topic, she doesn't want to be shamed. She doesn't want to feel like she is very slutty to mention these things about herself. So the way you could do this is lean into more sex-adjacent topics. So this could be like talking about the kind of times where you have done like risky stuff. What are the bad boy moments that you've done? About you breaking the rules, about, you know, drugs, alcohol, stories like that. You can mention your stories about that, and then she'll feel comfortable talking about her stories. Even just asking something like, okay, so what's the most naughty thing that you've done? Another thing to do is to misinterpret the little things that she's doing as more sexual. For example, she makes a nice hand movement, or maybe you even look at her, you even like catcall her a little bit. Just make a little joke about that, how she makes you feel nervous around me, and like acknowledging the attraction between each other. One of my favorite ways to do this is just to misinterpret the little things as her trying to hit on me, right? So for example, like, oh shit, did you wear that dress just for me? Or like, oh, she's hanging out with her friends and she's texting me. Oh, so you're hanging out with your friends. You just really like me, huh? Sprinkling in those kind of topics, those kind of suggestive tones, even just you being in the frame of like, okay, I'm a man, she's a woman. She's trying to game me. She's trying to ask me out. She's trying to seduce me. Just being in that frame will subtly shift it into the more intimate. The third one will be logistical escalation. So first off, starting in a more public place, ending up closer and closer to your house or to a more private location. So this is all part of our one-on-one coaching that we do with each individual client. We help you through the entire process. We don't just ditch you after making the profile. We help you get to your end result. If you're interested, check out the top link in the description below.
Do you have a method to pull yourself to their place?
So going back to her place is really just the same as taking her back to your places. Obviously, there'll be a little bit more objection, but the way you do it, you just see the idea. You just bring it up subtly. You're like, so do you often have guests in your place? So what's your room like? What's your apartment like? Just talking about it, mentioning it, and seeing if she's receptive to that, right? You can just bring up ideas of doing things at the place, which are first off, not sex, obviously. Doing things that could, so that there's plausible deniability, where you just plant ideas of things you could do, like, oh, can I see your cat? Or who should watch a movie? Or what's it like in your apartment? Is it nice? Oh yeah, I want to see actually. Like, I was thinking about moving to that apartment. Well, I wonder what it's like inside. Oh, could I drop my bag off, by the way? Like, I just need to use it. Or could I borrow the toilet, by the way? Like, you can just kick me out in 5 minutes. Just a bunch of different excuses. And if she's receptive to that, then you could end up there. Also, another thing was she might be afraid that you're going to judge her. She'll think like, oh, my place is really messy. I don't know if I want to bring people back there. And again, that's where you bring back the non-judgmental framework. You're just like, no, it's okay. Like, hey, I don't judge. I quite like seeing the side that nobody else really sees. Most guys, when they see a girl, they're going to clean up their place. It's going to look spotless and clean. But most girls don't really expect that, especially on the first date.
Say they can't bring people back. Like one of the girls I was talking to actually said she can't bring anyone back. Like their housemate has a rule, like we're not bringing back like people to this place. What do you do there? Do you try for cars, or you just wait until you can get them closer to your place?
The way that you get around that, if you just build that very sexual tone, you know, you two are very close, you're very intimate, you both kind of know in the back of your mind what this is going to lead to, then when it's clearly quite sexual and flirty, you can just book a hotel. Like, I've done it before. It's literally just problem solving.
Didn't think that was a thing, but yeah, it's good to know. Well, the more you do this, the more like eye-opening you become in terms of like how much you can actually do. But you can actually go quite fast sometimes.
The thing about these girls, especially for long term actually, is that you need to establish that you like each other, because you're going to miss this opportunity, this window of opportunity that you have. Because if you take it really slow and you're a bit hesitant, she might end up just lumping you in with the rest of the guys who are very nice and they're lovely people, but she doesn't want to see again. You are only seeing each other in this context of dating. You know, it's a big commitment to see these guys. If after the day she's a bit like, do I like this guy? I don't really know. Like, she's not going to want to see you again. In the past, when we had like, you know, much more expansive and more tight-knit social groups, it would have been a lot easier to take it really slow, because, you know, you'd see each other regularly, you'd see each other each day. But in this case, you have to move faster, or else you just think you're a pussy, basically.
Because my goal is like girlfriend with wife potential, like I've been trying to limit like the amount of people that I'm seeing, just because I don't think it's like the best for like your overall like psyche, like treating girls as like a conveyor wheel, essentially. How are you managing like all these matches, essentially? If you are looking for something long term where you are giving everyone kind of enough attention.
So in this case, how do I manage all these girls? Can I give my attention properly to each of them? The answer is no, you cannot. You should focus on the ones that you like the most, the ones that are hottest leads. So the ones that are responding to you well first, but also you find the most attractive. Like,
Why would you text the less attractive girls? Like, okay, sure, it boosts your ego, it makes you feel good. But even if you go on a date with her, she's gonna feel that you're less attracted to her. You're gonna treat her worse. You're gonna have a worse date experience. Especially if your goal is long term, you should pick and choose for the best ones, for the highest quality, and then choose one from there. Why would you try and spread your energy and text all of these different girls? So the way that you establish the kind of relationship you're actually looking for, whether it be long-term boyfriend, girlfriend, or just casual hookup, the way that you do it is just by living it. So if you act like you treat her like a girlfriend, then naturally she's going to start having these questions. Okay, like, so what are we, right? So naturally, you're going to act more exclusive. But if you only see her once every week, once every 2 weeks, and you treat her more as a fun, casual hookup, then obviously she's going to know that's what this is. Just in this case, you should try and make sure that you start off the relationship in a way that's relatively sustainable. For example, imagine you really like this girl, you wanted to become a girlfriend. And so you see her like 3 or 4 or 5 days a week, you try and hang out with her every single day. And then you actually just lay it off. You're back to your baseline because you realize, okay, I'm actually more of an independent person and I don't want to see her every single day. In that case, she's going to feel that drop off. She's going to feel that decline. She's going to be like, oh shit, so this guy, does he not actually like me that much? Like, does he just want distance? Is he seeing other girls? Like, she's gonna feel that drop off. So you should naturally start to live the kind of relationship that you're looking for, but try and make sure it's sustainable as possible.
One last question. So I'm not sure if any of you guys have done this, where you've been seeing like a few people and then one's been your girlfriend, but just in regarding that, like say you do end up in that situation, like say it does go according to plan, like I go out with them, I've been out with all of them like 2-3 times. I do really like one of them more than the others, and then me and her become like boyfriend, girlfriend. What do you do with the other girls? How do you not burn it? Like say for example, I go out with all 3 of them, and we've gone out with all of them like a few times, like 3 times or more. And then one of them I like the most, and then she says to me, "Oh, yep, I really like you as well." And then what do you do if those other girls are now messaging you as well and going, "Hey, do you want to go out, this weekend?" Like obviously you have to say no now because you're now boyfriend, girlfriend with someone else.
So when you're managing multiple girls, try not to burn bridges until you've actually committed properly to one single one, right? So don't just say like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm seeing another girl. You should do that if you're properly committed, obviously. But if you're still a little bit undecided, you could just start making excuses. Sorry, I'm quite busy this weekend. Sorry, I'm not free on Fridays anymore. And she'll get the hint and she'll understand like, okay, this guy probably is up to other stuff. If you're still in that unsure state and want to keep the option open, just keep them on your Instagram. And if you have a good Instagram and you post regularly, you can just revive girls from the dead just from them replying to your stories. So it's always savable. It's always there. So this is all part of our one-on-one coaching service that we do with each of our clients from across the world. We help you through the entire package. We create the photos, the bios, the prompts tailor-made specifically to you and to show off your most attractive qualities. We help coaching you through texting as well, how to efficiently convert from match to date, where we can hop on calls to review your texting as well. Also, we help you with your date strategy, how to get the kind of relationship you're looking for on the date. So if you're interested, DM or book a call with us today. We can't wait to absolutely transform your dating life.